and then you'll say, I want odds or I want evens.
I want even.
Evens. Okay. So you got 6. So that is even. So you'll get to go first.
Oh no, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I remember that we are questing for glimmer, and that's how you
You're
win.
questing for lore.
Lore.
The characters are technically called glimmers.
Okay, so we're questing for lore, and whoever gets to the end of the lore wins.
Correct. So there's 2 ways to win.
How many cards do I need?
7.
7
You start
cards.
with 7
so
cards.
I start with, can I look at them?
You will once you draw your cards. So you can go one at a time, however you want to draw your cards.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to make sure that didn't slip and slide in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Cool. Okay, so then what you'll do is you'll look at your hand, and you'll determine based on the cards in your hand whether or not you think your hand is, there's cards in your hand that you want to keep, and if there's any cards in your hand that you don't want to keep, what you'll do is place those cards on the bottom of your library or of your deck, and then you'll draw that many cards.
Do you get kind of a mulligan hand?
It's exactly that. It's a mulligan. So when you start the game, you can put back any number of cards. Generally speaking, you want to put back cards that you can't. Oh goodness.
That was scary.
Yeah, sorry, let me fix that. You'll put back cards that you either can't play, so like stuff that costs like 5 or, or higher, typically.
Remind me where their cost is located.
Top left.
Top left.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything that's like 5. Okay. I'm gonna put that one down. What about duplicates? Should you keep duplicates of cards?
So ultimately, it depends on what cards they are, and
so this is going to kind of be an interesting first play because I feel like I'd be giving away my hand, but since I don't know,
totally
I have to give away my hand. I'm not going to tell you who, but let's say I have a bunch of characters and not enough actions. Should I put some characters back?
So that's where it kind of gets.
I guess it goes into your play style, but.
Well, it'll ultimately depend on like when you know what you're up against, you know what your deck is doing essentially, and you can make informed decisions based on that. But because in a typical setting, your first game, you don't know what you're playing against, so you want to mulligan for a hand that functions, is balanced. Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to put back any really high cost cards. If you have a bunch of cards, like for this one example, it has the this one like can't be used for lore. So if you have like, let's say 5 of the 7 cards in your hand can't be used for ink, you can't play it as ink, you want to get rid of some of the cards that can't be played as ink, so that way you can guarantee that you're playing ink each turn.
So remind me where the ink is located on here.
So they're in the top left. So,
so these numbers.
So
are
if
ink.
they have the symbol around the cost like that, you can play these into your inkwell.
Okay.
These cards that don't have that symbol, they can't be played into your inkwell. There is exceptions to where there's cards that say, put a card from your hand into your inkwell.
Okay.
Like then
and then you could
it.
choose one of those.
Correct.
For
But that will come up very infrequently, especially. I don't think it'll matter at all in our game. But for the sake of things, let's look at each other's hands.
Okay. I don't want this one, so or should we just look at each other's hands and help each other out?
Yeah. So like we'll see what we have going on, and we'll kind of evaluate things based on
so
that.
I'll tell you what I think, and then you can tell me what you think to see if I have a good kind of idea of things.
Okay.
Since I'm the one learning and you've already played it.
Okay, so far your hand is really good.
If I had to get rid of cards, I was thinking of getting rid of the 5 and then maybe getting rid of one of the Auroras and keeping the rest of them, because I have an action that's really good, and then she's a low cost quester, so I thought, okay, that might be good. And I didn't get a chance to read these two.
Yeah, that's
so I'm
okay.
not quite sure yet.
Yeah, I think.
But these 2 I would keep. This one maybe get rid of, and these three I'm undecided.
I think that's perfectly fine. You could probably get away with keeping this one in your hand as well, but definitely getting rid of this one is something that I would recommend. So with my hand, I've got a little bit more. I've got 2 of these cards, and those are the ones that can't be played as ink. Correct. But the rest of my hand can be played as ink.
You have a high card. So
I have 2 high cards. I have a 5 and a 4, which unfortunately can't be really seen over on that side of the table. I'm gonna have to fix the lighting eventually, but so I have a captain and a pongo. I could probably keep this pongo if I really wanted to, because I do have these other things. And so what I think I'm gonna do is just put back captain, and I'll keep this one in my hand because it's a guaranteed ink.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and resolve our mulligans. So if you want to put both of those back, you can. And if you do,
let me finish reading.
Yeah. So if you put this back, you'll draw 1. If you put both of these back,
Maybe
you'll draw 2.
Maybe we ought to just play with our hands visible.
Yeah, let's do it.
I feel like
let's do it. That makes things
a good first round is so everybody can see everything and I can see what plays we're doing.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so I would definitely get rid of this because I can't play it for ink and it's too high. Let me see when you may if you're insert kind of like him. So keep character may be this character may enter play exerted. An opposing character who challenges one of your characters must choose one with bodyguard. That goes over my head. We'll keep it.
Sure, and I can explain it now or I can explain it as we go. It's up to you.
Try to understand. Okay, that's just her quote. I don't think she does anything except for just quest.
Yeah, so this card, and this card.
Just quest.
These are what we call vanilla creatures.
She also can do ink. So
yes, so we call these vanilla cards, meaning that they are just bodies that don't have any external abilities.
I think for the sake of getting something, just so I can see what else something does, I'm going to get rid of one of her.
Okay, sounds good. So you'll just put those face down on the bottom.
You tell me what Hercules does.
Okay, so the way that Hercules works is let's say you have your 3 ink in your inkwell. Maybe black sleeves weren't a great idea. I'll buy some different colored sleeves eventually. So
we'll
anyway,
get funky later.
All right, so we have, let's say I have Cruella in play, and I have 3 ink in my inkwell. So
I need 6, 7, so I'm gonna go ahead and remind myself to get 2.
So essentially what I'm gonna do is I can quest with Cruella, so I exert her in quest, and then if I want to protect Cruella, you can play a bodyguard. So you'll tap you'll exert your 3 ink, and then you can play the bodyguard, and because of his bodyguard ability, he can enter play exerted.
He can already be okay, because characters when they first go, they can't be exerted to do anything. They can't quest, but he can automatically go in.
Yeah, so he can.
He's not questing though, is he just protecting?
Essentially, yeah. So so you can only challenge characters if they're exerted.
Right.
And so if I just had this out and I used it, and then the opponent would have an opportunity to challenge it because it's exerted. So they would exert their card to exert.
But if you have a bodyguard, you're challenging the bodyguard.
Correct. So most cards would enter play like that, and that would be the end of it. But with a bodyguard, if you want to protect something, you can play it exerted so that they have to attack this first.
Okay.
And that's specifically the bodyguard ability.
Does he still quest while he's exerted, or is he just strictly protecting?
So the first turn he comes in, if you're choosing to play him as a bodyguard, that's all he does. He'll just enter play exerted, and that's the end of it.
But this character would get their quest.
Essentially, yeah. So then when it goes to your next turn, you would unexert your cards, and then you would have the opportunity to quest with both if you wanted to, or you could quest with this one and then exert this to challenge another opposing exerted card.
Okay. Then maybe I will. 5. Oh jeez. Well, not a good one. But hey, he's cute.
But see, that's the thing though, is that even if you draw high cost cards in your starter,
at some point you'll be able to play them.
Yeah, exactly. At some point you can play it. Okay.
Okie dokie.
All right, so are you comfortable going first, or do you want to see what?
I can go first. Let's go with it. And I remember there are 3 things you can do during the round. you can play a character, but they can only come in. They have to wait their turn to play till next turn. I can play an action. And I don't remember the third one.
Items.
Items. Okay, so I can do a character, an action, or an item.
Correct.
And I draw a card?
So if you're going first, you won't draw a card.
I don't draw a card.
Yeah. So if you're going second, to make up for the fact that you're
not getting to do anything first, you
correct.
draw a card.
Correct.
Okay, so let's see. And I have no ink, so I can't play anything, can I? What does the ink do?
So the ink. So you would so think of ink as
I know like
energy.
Energy.
So if you're playing Marble Snap,
Okay.
your ink is your energy.
So I need, for example, in order to play Prince Eric, I need 2 energies, 2 ink.
2 ink, correct.
Okay.
So your best bet here, you want to use your high cost card that can be inked.
Just ink him.
And so you'll
I get rid of him and flip him down.
Essentially. So here's what you'll do. So what you'll do is, like, if we were playing with our cards not revealed,
Okay.
when you go to ink a card, you'll reveal it to your opponent so that they know that you're playing a card that can be inked.
I'm inking Beast for 5.
You're inking Beast for 1.
Why is it 1?
Because each of the, like, this is his cost.
Yeah.
That's how many ink he requires to be played.
Oh, but they each just are 1.
But when they go into your inkwell, they're
just
just an ink. That's all they are.
So question.
Yeah.
Can I ink my entire hand?
No.
Or just one at a time?
1 per turn, unless a card that you have in play states otherwise.
Okay.
So
cool.
that Bell card that we opened that you really like, you remember the one I'm talking, the legendary Bell?
Yes.
She allows you to play an additional ink each
Ooh,
turn.
That's my girl.
And that's what we call ramp,
Cool.
essentially.
Okay. So if we're doing this the right way, I'm going to ink my Beast.
So
I
then
put him here,
it'll come in unexerted.
unexerted.
Because
Why does that mean to be unexerted?
Because that way you're able to play stuff immediately if you want to. So in other words, if you had a card in your hand that costs 1, you would play this into your inkwell, then you would exert it, and then you'd be able to play your 1 cost card.
Okay, but since I do not,
There's nothing else that you can do.
there's nothing I can do, so I guess that means I'm going to declare my turn.
So then it'll go to me. I'll draw for my turn because I'm going second. Looking at my hand, I have this Pongo that is inkable, and
Will you like read out his ability if you use an ability?
Yeah, so Pongo has evasive, which means that only characters with evasive can challenge him. So it's hard to explain essentially, but it's like,
I mean, that kind of makes sense. Like if I have a card that's evasive.
yeah. So
they
in
can
other words,
challenge
like
him.
if you have a Horus in play and I have a Pongo in play, like if this was exerted and I had this, my Pongo could challenge your Horus, but if the roles were reversed, your Horus cannot challenge my Pongo because he doesn't have evasive.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm gonna play Pongo into my inkwell.
Okay.
And then since I drew this 1 cost card, it's a Shield of Virtue. It's an item.
Take your man.
Okay. So I can tap or exert my
You're
ink,
exerting your ink.
and I'm gonna play the Shield of Virtue as an item.
Okay,
So-
what does it do?
So it can be tapped or exerted, and I pay 3 ink, and then I can ready a chosen character, but they can't quest for the rest of the turn. So what I can do is, if I have a Horus, I can, let's say,
You don't have that much ink though, do you?
not right now.
Okay.
So essentially what I'm doing is I'm playing the shield, and then let's say I have 3 ink. I can quest with Horus, and then I can pay the 3, and I'll exert this card, and I can ready Horus.
Again.
Yes. Now,
Does that mean he quests twice within 1 turn, or?
so that's the thing. A lot of the cards that unexert your cards, they have a clause that says that you can't quest with that character again.
Okay.
So this one has that clause. It says, ready a chosen character. They can't quest for the rest of this turn.
Okay.
So what you'd want to do, like I said, was you would quest with Horus, and then you'd use this and untap him, and then you could challenge with him.
Oh.
So if your opponent
He
had
can
a,
just do double, essentially, but not, as in, like, he can quest, get some lore, but then his next action can't be questing, but he can do a different action.
correct.
Okay.
All right, so I play the Shield of Virtue, and then my turn is done. So it'll go to you, and then
I draw.
Yeah. So the steps of the turn will be ready.
So ready,
It's easy to remember. Ready, set, draw.
Reset, draw.
So readying will be it'll be unexerting all of your cards that are in play, unless a card has made it to where one of your cards cannot untap or unexert.
Okay. And then I draw a card.
Yep. So you'll draw your card.
I keep forgetting this is my hand because I'm not holding it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm drawing a card. There she be. Okay. Let's see. I only have 1 ink, so I can't play any of my characters. I don't have any items. I don't have any actions. So what I think I'll do is I'm going to take Jasmine and I'm going to put her in my inkwell.
Mm-hmm. And now you have 2.
I believe I'm gonna end my turn.
You can play a character.
Oh wait, you're right. I can play a character. Just kidding. Let's see. So I have 2.
So you have 3 playables this turn.
Yes. 2 a Miss Sleepy, and then let's see. He can do, while challenging this character gets +2. I'm guessing that's attack. So technically his attack is 3.
Correct.
If I'm challenging someone.
Yes. If he is challenging one of my characters, he'll get the +2. But if my character challenges him, he won't get the +2.
Yes. But he does have a good defense. So I think I'm going to send Eric out.
Okay.
And he's not questing yet. He's just going to remain upright.
Yep, correct.
And that means that I end my turn now.
You'll exert, and you'll make sure to exert when you play.
Oh, okay, wait.
Yeah, so you'll just turn those sideways.
Oh, because I played him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's how it, tells you that you've.
I used him.
Yes. All right. So going back over.
It's just gonna be me just trying to remember to move the cards.
Steps of a turn. You just go. You just go through the process.
Okay.
So I draw my card for turn, and I am going to.
Here comes Miss Sass. Don't be talking.
I'm going to play Horus into my inkwell.
Okay.
So I now have 2 ink.
Yes.
So
you're going to exert them. How about me walk you through it? You're going to exert them.
Correct.
And then it looks like you're going to play Aladdin, which he can't do anything this turn. He is simply on the field, ready to go the next round.
Yes. Now, Aladdin has the ability Ward.
Okay.
So Ward makes it so that you cannot target him with actions or abilities.
On character cards or just anything?
So the only way that you can interact with Aladdin is through a challenge.
Okay.
So in other words, if let's say he's here and you have a card that deals, you have smash. You can't smash him because he has Ward.
Okay.
So the only time
he can only be challenged by another character and attack.
That's the only time that he can be chosen, essentially. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So then.
Wait, did I? No. Okay. Just kidding.
All right. So this is what I have on my field. I have no other plays, so I pass the turn over to you.
Okay. And I ready my ink.
Yep.
And that means he's ready this time.
Yep. His ink is dry. That's the easiest way to remember.
Ink is dry. I draw. I move them all over, and now I'm like, I gotta move them back. I draw. My next one is Mickey Mouse again. Okay, so let's see. What shall I do this turn? I think I don't remember what that does. I think I'm going to put. You may put inkwell face down exerted. That sounds pretty juicy. I'm going to take Aurora. I'm going to put her in my ink.
Okay.
And then I am going to play Mickey.
Okay.
And he says, when you play this character, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. So, top card.
So here's an instance where you won't look at this card.
Oh, I won't look at it.
Correct. So the only time that
do you look at it or it just immediately goes?
It just immediately goes into your inkwell.
I made a boo boo.
Well, it's not a boo boo. It's it ultimately it doesn't.
Do you want me to just put them back? I mean.
No. You're good. So you'll just put it. So you'll have these exerted for playing him,
Oh my god, yeah, I knew I forgot something. Okay, they're exerted.
Mm-hmm.
So this just automatically gets added, so I have 4.
Just like that. Yep.
Okay.
So now you have the only other options that you have are you can
attack.
quest with this. You can't
I can't
challenge anything. The only time you can challenge is if my character is exerted already.
Okay, right. Okay.
So the only thing that
So
Prince
question.
Eric can do right now is to exert and
Okay.
quest.
But can he quest?
No, his ink is wet.
Oh, right. He came up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So like I said, you have one option right now, and that's to choose whether or not you want to quest for the one lore this turn.
What does this do?
So this I can pay 3 and exert it, and I can, if this say like this was already exerted,
Yeah.
I can untap it. I can unexert it.
That's not fair. Okay.
Well, keep in mind I only have 2 ink right now, and
That's
this
true.
costs 3, so that would be my entire turn if I wanted to do that.
I guess he'll quest.
Okay.
Or maybe that's a bad move. Shh, let me think. I don't want you killing my Prince Eric.
Okay, so
I think I'll just have him quest for the sake of questing.
okay, sounds good.
And then I end my turn.
All right, so you got this.
One.
This will keep track of it. So you have he quests for 1 lore.
Okay.
So we're trying to get to 20.
So
Hey,
I
bless
get
you.
1. Hey, bless you. Hey, Kenny.
Yes. So now you are winning 1-0 right now.
Okay.
Now, I will say that I am able to challenge this now with my Aladdin.
True.
The 2-2 would not beat the 1-3.
It would not,
They
but
would-
I'd be going down to 1-1.
Correct. And
Yes.
so we would both have 1 health on our things. Now, I do have Stampede in my hand, which you wouldn't know in a typical game.
Yes.
So I would be able to deal the extra damage to
Are you gonna
defeat it.
kill my Prince Eric?
I don't know.
Go
And
easy on me. I don't
so
know what I'm doing.
So we'll see how the turns play out. All right. So yeah. So that goes to my turn. I'll draw for turn.
No. You ready, set, draw.
Ready, set, draw. Yep.
Okay.
There's a lot of, trust me, the Magic player brain is like,
You're like, I could obliterate her in 1 turn.
no, it's not that. It's not that. I'm trying to use the Lorcana terminology,
Yeah.
but there's so much crossover with Magic that that they're like fighting in my brain.
You're good. That's what I'm saying. Please don't confuse me. This is my first ever card
No,
game.
I assure you, I will not. I will do my best to keep everything relevant to Lorcana. Okay, so going to my turn, I'm gonna put my Mickey Mouse.
Your
in-
steamboat.
My
excuse me.
Steamboat Mickey Mouse.
Thank
Yep.
you very
I'm gonna
much.
put him into my inkwell.
Yes.
So now I have 3 ink.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a couple different options. What I could do is play either one of these. They're just 3 cost characters. I could play either one of these, but what I also have the option to do is I have an action that costs 1, and I have Cruella who costs 2.
Mm-hmm. So you could play 2.
Yeah, so what I'll do is, and you can do the steps of your main phase in any order that you want.
I remember that.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Aladdin
Mm-hmm.
to challenge your Prince Eric.
How dare you?
So we're going to use dice to represent damage.
Okay. So,
So-
now we both have 1.
So Prince Eric will have 2 damage, and I'll have 1 damage on me. And then what I'll do is I'll exert 2 ink, and I'll play Cruella. And then I'll use my 1 remaining ink to play Stampede, which deals 2 damage to chosen damaged character. So because Prince Eric is damaged already, I can target it with this, and I'll deal the remaining point of damage that
Can't believe you do that to me
needs to happen.
on the first game. You see how mean he is?
All right, so
I was planning out in my head to kill your Aladdin,
it's a long game. Okay,
and then you literally took away my Prince Eric.
It's a long
I'm
game.
batting my eyes at you
It's a
right
long
now.
game.
How could you do that?
All right,
what if
so-
you undid that?
So when you
What if you just didn't do that?
so when a character
So when he's dead, where does he go?
Yes, so he'll go to the discard or banish pile. So when a character is defeated,
He has been defeated.
yeah, so he'll go to your banish pile. Now you can choose
Prince Eric, you gotta go find
you can choose
Ariel.
wherever you want for your banished pile to be.
I'm gonna put him here.
Okay, that sounds good. I keep mine right below my deck, but like I said, that's That's perfectly fine.
He
too.
has been sent out on a journey on a boat to find his princess.
Yes. Okay, and then that will be the end of my
Are you
turn.
done bullying me?
I'm not bullying you. I am not bullying you.
Okay, my turn.
Yes.
So, readying my ink and my characters. Who has been banished to the sea to find his princess?
Yep.
He's gone.
He's gone.
So, let's see. And Aladdin, he has 1 damage, so he has 1 health left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I have 4 inks, so I draw.
Yep.
And
Ready, set,
pretend we're
draw.
not seeing that. Simba, why do you cost so much?
You can play him this turn if you want to. Remember,
Why?
you get to play your ink for turn.
He costs too much.
He costs 5.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Leave me alone. Let me see.
The nail clacking ASMR.
Yes, if you'd like some sweet, sweet ASMR, I have the nails to do it. This character played. I think it only. I think I'll do that.
Okay.
I think I will play my Mickey again.
Okay.
So when you play this character, you may put the top card of your deck face down into your inkwell. So
Exerted.
Boop. So I still have 4.
No, you have 3.
Oh,
Or
right.
You have to pay your 3.
Yes. So
So what you have right now is 1
1
remaining, with the option to add another ink into your inkwell for your turn.
Yes. I think I will not add 1 more.
Okay.
I just think that I will quest with this Mickey.
Okay.
And then my turn is done.
Okay. Sounds good.
$40 for a starter deck? Ooh, that's not very nice at all.
Yeah, I paid 22 a piece for ours.
And he's shaking that fox butt.
Okay, so I drew my card for turn. I got another action spell or action card.
John's clearly playing the aggro deck.
I mean,
Maybe. I don't quite know. I think mine's pretty chill so far.
so every ink identity has things that it does well.
Yeah.
And it has like its strengths. Like
I'm thinking yours is very like combative, whereas mine's very like ink heavy.
Yeah, so Sapphire cards, a lot of them are either item oriented,
Can
meaning
I have blue dice?
yeah, of course. They're either item oriented or they try to add more ink to your inkwell than is allotted per turn.
Yeah.
Where on the other hand, like steel is a more like defense heavy, but also has a lot of interactive spells. Like you have smash.
And I kind of maybe think that's better for me the first go. Like I probably once I'm comfortable play something.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a lot of carryover, but then as you get deeper into it, there's some other nuances that you can be.
And let me know
of.
if my mic is too quiet. I can speak louder.
I think you're doing fine for now.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, I already drew my card for turn, so we have to figure out what we want to do now.
Oh wait, he's questing. Oh, you added me up there.
Yeah,
okay.
You're at 2 and I'm at 0 currently. So as it stands.
And 20 is the win? Or is it 10?
20 is the win, yes. And I know it seems like
it's a slow start, but then it picks up.
It can,
really
yeah,
quickly.
It can for sure.
That's fine.
Okay, so looking at my options, I have that he's got a sword card, which will give my chosen character +2 attack this turn. So what I can do, and I think
You're gonna be mean to me again. You're gonna hurt my Mickey.
I will be mean to you again, if you want to look at it like that. I'm going to play this other Mickey into my inkwell.
Okay.
So then I'm going to use 1 ink.
Okay.
And I'll give my Cruella +2 to her
Attack.
her strength or
Which
attack.
makes
Yeah.
it 3.
So it's a 3. So I will have Cruella challenge the Mickey.
Okay. Which
So-
banishes my Mickey.
Yep, that'll banish the Mickey, and then she will take 1 damage.
Okay.
And then I will. So I have 2 options here. I can either use Shield of Virtue. I could pay the 3, and I could unexert my Cruella if I wanted to do it that way, or I could play Jasper. And so in this instance, because she is not in a current threat of being lost in a challenge, I think what I'm going to do is play the Jasper
Okay.
using my remaining 3 ink. And now the only thing I have left that I can do is I can quest with Aladdin if I want to do that. And in this instance, I think I will go ahead and do that. So I'm going to exert Aladdin, and I will quest for 1. And then that's the end of my turn.
All right. So I'm readying my ink. Better watch out.
I would
Okay.
love a Kingdom Hearts expansion for this game.
So
I really would.
ready,
Yep, ready,
set.
set, and draw.
Right, I can put this down here. And let's see what I want to do.
The cat is being so needy.
So I have 5.
I have 5 ink currently with the option to play.
1 into my well to make it 6,
Correct.
but I don't.
That is
Or
a
I
thing.
might want to do that.
So that is an important thing about Lorcana, is that there are going to be turns where you won't want to play into your inkwell.
That's what I'm kind of. So if I play 1 into my inkwell, I get it, right? It's readied,
Yes, correct.
so it makes 6.
Yes, you'll
That I
have
have to
6.
play.
You'll have 6 right away.
Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take might be risky biscuit. Maybe not.
Okay, so one.
Let me think. Shh.
Okay.
It's like I have 2 options right now, and that's where I'm like, which
So
one's gonna be
if-
better?
This is one thing that I wanted to let you think, but something to take into consideration
Okay.
is that I only have 1 card right now.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about playing around something or worrying about me being able to defeat one of your characters that you play or anything like that, like you can look at my hand, say he has only 1 card. The chances of that 1 card being able to interact with my board are X, Y, or Z. And then you can also look at my field and say, what they have in play going to affect what I play? So you're essentially checking 3 things. You're checking the cards that you have in your ink. You're checking the cards that I have in play and how many cards I have in my hand.
Okay. I feel like I'm not there yet, but that's good to know.
Yeah. That is more of an advanced
Yeah.
topic, but yes.
I I think I will take one of this card.
Okay.
And make it an ink.
Okay. So you have 6 now.
I have 6. I want to play Hercules, and he enters exerted.
Okay.
So he's going to protect Mickey.
Yes. Now keep in mind, if this card is readied, I can't
I know.
I can't
so
challenge
that's what I'm
it.
saying. I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So he's out here protecting Mickey.
Exert your ink for it.
Right. Okay. How much was he? 3. I'm never going to remember to flip it. Just always
will.
remind me exert. Okay. And then I'm going to play Smash.
Okay.
And I'm going to damage his 1 health.
Now remember, you can't
2
target
health.
Aladdin because he has ward.
His ward, right?
So the only one
is Cruella.
You can technically select either one of these cards. If you select her, she will be banished. If you select him, he'll take 3 damage and only have 1 health left.
You're right. So I think I'm going to attack him.
Okay.
With Smash.
Okay. So he will take 3 damage, and he'll have 1 health left.
Yes. And then wait, that was 3. Okay. I do this. And then I'm going to quest with Mickey.
Okay. So you're up to 3, and I am at 1. Okay, so now...
No, I had a good plan, but it depends on what you do.
Yeah, that do be the thing. Okay, so I'm gonna ready, set, and then draw. Okay, so I drew Mother Knows Best. This is an action song. Now, songs...
That means you have to sing it in
Well,
order to play the card, right?
so it's actually an alternative playing cost.
He's over here trying to get out of singing this song.
Oh, well, I mean, there is that option, but you do technically have the ability to sing the card.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the way that songs work are you can play it just as a normal action for its cost.
Okay.
So this is a 3 cost, so I could play it for 3. The other option is that if I have a 3 cost card in play, unless it says otherwise on that card, I can exert, so this guy's a 3 for instance, so I could exert him to sing this card for free.
Okay.
So I wouldn't pay any ink to play this.
Okay.
So I do have that as an option. Other thing is that this card cannot be inked. So I can't go any higher than for this turn. I am stuck at what we would consider being stuck at 4 ink in this moment. So essentially I have a couple options. I think what I'm probably going to do is so I think what I'm going to do is use it's actually a slightly more complicated turn. So the Hercules being in bodyguard means that if I want to try to get through to the Mickey, I have to go through him first. Correct. Now, I do have the other Stampede in my hand, so I have that as an option. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll use the Aladdin to challenge Hercules. Aladdin is going to be banished.
He deals how much damage?
2.
2.
So Hercules will be at 1.
2.
And then... see, from here, I think I want to... So I think what I'm going to do is use my Stampede to deal the remaining damage to Hercules.
Goodbye.
And then... All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quest with Jasper. So I'm going to gain 1 lore. Oh. And then I'm going to no, I guess I'll save that. Yeah, so I'll quest with Cruella as well. So I'll get another one. And then I'm going to pay the 3 ink and use my Shield of Virtue.
Protect you.
And I'm going to ready Jasper. So he can't be challenged.
Okay.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
So I'm readying.
Oh. Those new sleeves.
Ready.
You barely touch it and they just go sliding.
Draw. I have Aurora again, but she's a better Aurora. Disarming Beauty. When you play this character, chosen character gets -2 this turn. I don't understand what that means. -2 attack?
Yes.
So who gets -2?
You choose.
Oh, of your people or me?
I believe it says chosen character, so you can technically
choose anybody.
Choose anybody, but most likely you'll be wanting to
nerf
choose one of my cards.
Okay.
Now keep in mind, it is only that effect only happens during your turn. So if you play it and then you give, let's say you give Jasper -2.
It's whoever probably is. If I challenge someone, I want to give them
that's
a weakened attack.
That's the most effective way to use that essentially.
And when it means when you play this character, that has to be when you exert them, not when you just bump them up to get ready.
Sorry, you'll have to say that.
So if, let's say, I'm not choosing her, but if I put her, she's not ready till the next turn.
Yeah.
So when I use this ability, I have to exert her the next turn to do it, right?
No, so
she can still be upright,
so
but still choose
her ability activates when you play her.
So
in other words, as soon as you pay,
when I just put her in, it would work like that.
Yep, she has an enter play ability.
Okay. But what I think I'm gonna do is, oh right, I gotta ready him. Mickey's ready again. I'm going to Gorilla has 2 left, right? She has 1.
Yeah, 1 damage on her.
And you're protecting this one. Well, this one made you flip it back.
Yes. Sorry about the drop frames that snuck in there for a second. Hopefully that hasn't been happening.
I'm going to play Simba.
Okay.
I'm going to take 5. And that leaves me with 1.
What is Simba's ability?
Simba's ability is during your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, I gain 1 lore.
Okay.
And so then I'm going to have Mickey quest.
Okay.
And that'll be the end of it.
Okie dokie. So I'm in a
pickle.
Yeah, I'm in a bit of a pickle here. My characters in play are not very strong, and the card in my hand is only going to save me for so long. That doesn't really do much. We're not in a great spot. Now, Cruella's ability is when this character is challenged and banished, you may return chosen character to that player's hand. So, most likely this turn, we're going to... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Cruella. I'm going to use my He's Got a Sword, so I'll give her another +2. So So
she has a 3 attack.
She has 3 again. Yep. And then I'll use Cruella to challenge the Mickey. So this will take another point of damage and then banish the Mickey. And then, so I have a couple options. I can play Mother Knows Best, and then I can return Dana's Simba to her hand.
That'd be so rude.
But it's really not accomplishing a whole lot by doing that. So I think my best option is to do what I did before. I will quest with Jasper, so I'll get a +1. Now when Jasper quests, his ability activates, and I can choose an opposing character, and that character cannot quest during their next turn. So Simba's not going to be able to quest next turn, but it doesn't really affect it because he's essentially just going to be attacking my stuff.
He can challenge, but can't quest.
Correct. So I'm with my last remaining 3 ink. I'll activate my shield, and I'll untap Jasper. And then that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Ready?
I think I'm gonna buy us some lighter colored sleeves so they can people can see our ink well easier. I didn't really think about that.
I drew Maleficent. She doesn't do anything.
Yep, she's vanilla.
I have 1, 2, 5, 6. So I'm going to ready up. Well, this. So, question. Let's say I want to send this Aurora in, and her ability is Disarming Beauty. When you play this character, chosen character gets -2 this turn.
Yes.
And let's say I want to give -2 to her, but she only has 1. Does that put her in negative attack so she can't deal damage?
Yeah, anything that's 0 or below will not deal any damage.
So I'm going to send in Aurora.
Okay.
And Aurora.
Okay.
And that's all 6. I'm just going to do this. And
yeah, however you want to do it.
All right. Let's see. I am going to...
You got her ability.
Yes.
So you're going to...
-2 on Cruella.
Okay, now keep in mind, Cruella's ability will activate if she's banished in a challenge.
Yes, so what's her ability again?
So when she's challenged and banished, I can return any character to that player's hand.
So I'm going to -2 her anyways.
Okay.
And Simba is going to banish her.
Okay, so she gets banished. Simba's ability will activate, as will Cruella's. So Simba is...
I get 1 lore.
You get a lore, so you'll go up to 5. Cruella gets banished, and then her ability activates, and I will return Simba to your hand.
Right.
Right.
But my girlies are safe.
They are. I am definitely not in a good spot. All right, so I draw for turn, and I drew Dragonfire, which is very good for me.
How could you draw that if I have Maleficent? Make that make sense.
So this is a good draw because I now have an answer to Simba, but I also have to contest with the stuff that's already on the field, so that's a little unfortunate. And on top of that, I'm basically relying on drawing an inkable card next turn because this costs 5. So the extreme pickling of John continues. I am definitely not in a great spot.
Okay, I have a hypothetical though.
Okay.
So let's go back to the previous turn.
Okay.
Where I had Simba.
Yes.
And I'm losing my train of thought. Oh no, come back.
You had Simba.
I had Simba.
And you were going to challenge my...
Oh, okay. and I hit Cruella, but I
Yes.
didn't have Aurora
Yes.
as my defense.
Yes.
Would he be returned to my hand with the damage that was done back to him?
So the card, when it leaves play, that damage will fall off.
Okay, so he just would go
So
back
if
to...
this card, let's say this card was banished and it went to the discard pile, and then you played a card that got him back, he would be healthy again. Same thing with
so technically I wouldn't even have had to play her.
Correct.
Because he could have had the damage. You would have just sent him back.
Yeah. So he was going to get sent back regardless because of Cruella's ability.
But I wouldn't technically know that, you know.
Yeah.
I just kind of like inferred. I was like, I know he's going to send Simba back.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make sure he wasn't hurt.
So there's not really a huge downside because if you hadn't played her, you would have been able to play her instead. And the only difference is that you'd have a slight advantage with questing for 2 lore rather than 1 lore.
Yeah.
So there is that, but it's not a giant.
I just was curious to see if he had gotten hurt, would he have kept that?
Sure. Yeah. So like I said, I don't really have a lot going on. I think the best thing that I can do this turn is to just quest with Jasper. I'll make it to where this Aurora can't quest because of his ability next turn. So I'll gain 1 lore, and then I'll use my shield again to untap Jasper, or unexert Jasper, and then that will be the extent of my turn.
How do I get rid of that?
There are cards that specifically banish items.
Okay. Because I noticed they don't have like HP, so it's like, I wonder how you get rid of that.
In your deck, the 5-cost beast card destroys items. So that is an option that will get rid of it.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, that's the extent of my turn. I'm done.
All right. So then I ready up. All of them are just going this way.
Stop bricking. Yeah, I've got a measly 4 ink over here. But hey, I drew Dragonfire, so that's good.
A card. Ooh, I finally get something that's not a character.
Yeah, you got an action.
On every deck. Neat. Okay. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's pretty
rub
good.
Rub it in.
I'm putting Simba back on the field.
Rub it in. Okay.
And I am also playing Develop My Brain, which look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 into your hand, and the other on the bottom of the deck.
Okay.
So I get to choose between the top 2 cards.
Yes.
That being said, where does this go?
Once the card resolves, it'll be put into the discard
banished?
pile. Yeah.
Okay.
So now this is just another small thing. You do have the option to play this before you play Simba. Like, it's pretty likely that you're just going to play Simba regardless. But
you're saying because, just in case I want something else.
Exactly. So if you play this first, you'll have your 5 resources left over. You could maybe find that beast card.
Okay, well then let's do that the right way. Sorry.
Yeah, and here's the thing: it's not technically a right way because it's likely that you just.
I probably will play Simba.
Yeah, like it's a perfectly fine play regardless, but generally speaking, you want to draw first.
Well, next time you can ping me for it.
Just things to be aware of.
Okay.
All it is. And that's more, like I said, that's more of an advanced TCG
I mean,
thing.
I'm getting there. I feel like I'm getting into it now. I'm making decisions.
These sleeves are so slippery. If you like barely touch it, the whole deck like slides across the table.
I get to look at my top 2. I get to choose one. Okay. Okay, so for transparency, since this is basically about learning, I'm going to show you the 2 cards that I picked and show you the choice I'm making.
Okay.
I drew Magic Golden Flower, which says banish this item, remove up to 3 damage from chosen character. And then I have Captain Hook, which is Challenger +2, and challenging he gets +2 attack, which would put him up to 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him at the bottom of my deck, and I want to keep the Golden Flower.
Okay, sounds good.
So, oh my God, there are the cards.
There they go.
There we go. He's at the bottom, and I'm still going to play Simba.
Yep.
But
Sounds
at
good.
least I have this card now. This goes to this pile.
Yep.
So Simba can't play this turn. Aurora can't quest this turn. And that means
You can quest with this
I
card.
can quest with.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, let us quest with disarming Aurora.
Okay.
And that ends my turn. I didn't do any of the ink. You need to call me out on it.
I do.
It's hard to remember because they're all black too.
Yeah, that does make it harder than I
Okay, so all my
anticipated.
inks exerted.
All right, so ready, set, draw. I did draw Pongo, which can be played as an ink. And unfortunately, I think I do have to ink my Pongo and then use all 5 of my ink to banish Simba.
Why would you do that?
I'm still extremely behind, and I can't really do much of anything else. So
So is that just an instant banish?
yeah, it's 5 ink, banish chosen character.
Okay.
Very straightforward action.
Maybe find you again, Simba.
Yeah. So basically, my only other option here is I could sing with Jasper and use my Mother Knows Best to
Do it for free.
do it for free, and I could return him for having him next turn, which would once again put me behind. Or I could put one of these cards back into your hand, but it still doesn't really do enough, and then you'll have one left over, which would be enough to defeat Jasper. So I think my best choice here is to just pass the turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't use your ability?
No, it's only when he quests.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it goes back to me. I ready up all my ink.
I did have another line of
I feel
play
like
there,
I
actually.
want to have this in a good way. I feel like I'm getting disorganized. So I have 6. Maybe if I do
Yep.
it like that.
So a lot of times you can do it like this.
Yeah.
That helps to visualize how much you have. It's clear, it's concise, and it doesn't take
Yeah.
up a lot of space. But this is another one of those things that you, as you play more, will get.
I'll probably get more comfortable.
And keep in mind, like, you'll have
They'll
your hand
have it
up
up.
here, so it makes it
Yeah.
easier. So just for the sake of transparency and talking through plays, one of the options that I had last turn that I didn't think about until I had already passed the turn was I could use Jasper to sing Mother Knows Best, and I could return her Aurora, which would put her in a position to where if she wanted to defeat my Jasper, she would have to use Aurora, which would effectively banish them both. But the caveat to that is that she could just replay this card and give this -2. So all it would do is lock you into playing this card. I would still lose my character, and I would be in the same spot as I am regardless. So that's
Okay.
why I didn't do that.
So I readied my characters, I drew my cards, I readied
Yes.
my ink. So what I'm gonna do is I have fire the cannons. I'm going to deal 2 damage to a chosen character.
Yep.
I'm gonna get rid of him finally.
Yep. He is donezo.
I'm putting this that.
He is big dead.
And then my girls are safe because John does not have any characters that
Sure
can
don't.
hurt him. The most he can do is just banish one of them, but they could come back with
Yep.
no-
So make sure you exert your 1 ink
Oh,
for
right.
the cannons.
So 1 ink.
So you have 5 remaining.
I have 5 remaining. I'm going to send Maleficent out.
Okay.
She can't do anything this turn.
Mm-hmm.
And
You have
that
1 remaining.
costs the 4. 2, 3, 4.
Mhm.
So I have 1 remaining. I'm not going to play that. But what I am going to do is have both my girls quest
Okay.
because they're essentially safe unless he draws something right now. So I
Exactly.
get 3.
1, 2, 3.
So that's going to end my turn.
And just so you know, this is an item, not an action. So if
Mhm.
you play it, it'll stay in play until you want to use it.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, I believe so, at least.
Well, it says
Yes. So it's
banish this item.
so what you can do is pay your ink and play it, and then it'll just stay in play until
I'm ready to use that.
Exactly. So
Okay,
it's
well,
the
then I
same.
might
It's
as well.
an item just like my Shield of Virtue, except this doesn't have this cost does not cost ink to activate. You sacrifice this or you banish it to use it.
Okay, so it doesn't stay like yours.
Correct. Yeah.
It's up here and ready and until I use it.
Yeah. So let's say I draw a card that deals 2 damage, or yeah, let's say 2 damage to a character. I deal 2 damage to this. On your turn, you can banish this and heal this, and that would be an option that you could do.
Okay, so now I end my turn.
All right.
One of these days, I'll be able to end my turn without forgetting something.
It's okay. You are.
I think I'm picking it up.
You are beating my butt right now. You are beating me down. So I have to draw something pretty good here.
Wait, I get some more time.
I drew a Donald Duck.
Donald.
Not fantastic. I do have 5 ink, so I can play Donald for 2. And then if I want to, I can play Mother Knows Best to return one of Dana's cards to her hand. She's at 9 already, and I don't think the timing is getting any better, because if I draw a relevant card next turn, I want to be able to play it. So I don't think the timing for Mother Knows Best is getting any better. So I think I'm going to just play this now to try to slow you down a little bit, and I'm going to return Maleficent to your hand.
Okay.
And then that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, so my turn. I'm going to ready my ink. I'm going to ready my girlies. Have my item if I need it. I have my hand. I draw a card. It's my boy Mickey again. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have the option to play one of them or none of them. Let's see. I think I believe I could be cocky here, but I think because I have such a head start on John, I'm going to play Mickey instead of Maleficent. And
what's your reasoning for that?
Well, what if I need more ink? Does it only go up to 5?
No, you can have it can go as high as long as the game goes and as much as you want to put into it. Now, there's nothing wrong with playing Mickey here, but I will say that because you are so far ahead,
don't I want to keep being ahead?
You want to keep being ahead, which would be better to play that.
Okay, well, we'll go with the guy who actually has played the game before.
Yeah, so the reasoning there
in my novice play, I would have played him simply to get one more ink, but I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, so this way, like, you have 6 resources. You can functionally play just about anything that you draw. And
I'm gonna keep Mickey.
Yeah, and
so that exerts 4.
And this one also exerts to quest for 2 lore rather than the 1 lore.
True.
So
okay,
I mean, you do have that
option.
option.
That makes sense. And then you have Donald. He's just a vanilla guy.
He's just a 2/3.
A 2/3.
Yep.
So he does 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he has. I think I'm going to take that risk. I think this Aurora, well, no, she can't challenge because he's not in challenge. Okay.
Correct.
So I think the best thing that I can do is just send my ladies back on a quest.
Yep.
And then I end my turn.
Yep, so you'll get 1, 2, 3. All right, so, and that Dana's play there was correct. I do have the ability to challenge her 2-cost Aurora and banish it, but I'm still pretty far behind. And if I want to do that, I will lose my Donald. It's likely that I'll lose my Donald next turn. Now I drew another Shield of Virtue, which does absolutely nothing for me in this spot.
I don't like it though.
I'm gonna have to do what I said before. I'll use Donald to banish the Aurora. There'd be 2 damage on Donald now.
Sleeping Beauty was put to sleep.
And then I'm gonna have to use 3 to use my shield and ready my Donald. Technically, I can quest now, or I could challenge again. But if I challenge again, this takes 2 damage. This gets banished, and I get nowhere. The next thing I can do is I can either play this shield, or I can just hold on to it, or I can put it into my inkwell. In this position, there's no reason to play it. It's better to, I think it's better to just hold on to it for now. Because the next turn I'm going to be able to play this as ink if I need to, regardless. So
this is brutal.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and just pass the turn back to you, my lovely wife.
This is just beginner's luck, I believe.
You're beating my butt.
So it's gonna be my turn. I make sure I ready my cards. I draw. Wait, I'm not done reading. I ready my ink, and then I draw my card. And what I'm going to do here is,
What you're gonna do is kick my butt.
I believe so, actually. I'm gonna exert the 4.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put another Disarming Beauty.
Okay.
Up here.
Yep.
And she's going to, of course, do it on this Donald, so he has no attack next turn.
This turn.
Mm-hmm. Might as well. I mean, but she can't be played, so I'm going to push her up a little.
Sure.
And then this is still. Can I do it like this?
You can display it however you want.
Okay, so these are not in play.
Well, they're in play, but they're not.
They're just not exerted. So, and then I'm going to quest with Maleficent.
Okay.
And quest with Aurora.
1, 2, 3. All right. I functionally have.
No way of catching up.
Well, wow, brutal. Okay. Yes, you're not wrong.
Hey, welcome. How do we pronounce that? I'll make sure I say it right. Mijo? Mijoe?
Miho, probably. I don't know.
Miho?
Anyway, yeah, so I have one more. Basically, I have one more turn to draw something that interacts with the board, and I don't see that happening. But we're going to try.
You might get your card of cards, so. I don't even know what
even
has been put
if,
in my ink.
Even if I draw the Aladdin, I can't play it. So, and that's my strongest card.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to draw a ready, set, draw.
Okay, that's fine.
So I drew a Megra. When you play this character, chosen character gets +2 this turn. So unfortunately, my Donald, even if I play Meg here, my Donald will go to 4 attack, which actually, I mean, it will allow Donald to defeat your Maleficent this turn. So we're going to play it.
Okay.
We'll give Donald the +2, and then I'll use Donald to challenge your Maleficent, and then they will both be banished from that.
The evil has been defeated.
And then once again, I have no reason to play my other Shield of Virtue, so I will pass the turn.
Okay. Me, Joe, he. Well, nice to meet you. I'm glad you're having fun with the game. And yeah, just watch John top deck. Essentially, I think that's what he did.
Not really.
I mean, you took out my strong card.
You're 5 away from winning, and I have nothing.
So I'm readying my card.
Yep.
She's back to being where these two are all ready. Ready. Ready.
Well, that's in your hand.
Yeah, it's in my hand. Sorry, I keep forgetting.
Ready, set, draw.
I draw. So this is going...
Wow. All right.
In case you didn't see what I draw.
Yeah.
John's favorite.
Yeah, okay.
So...
Lovely.
Let's
I'm
see.
gonna need another Dragonfire here.
I am indeed probably going to put Simba out on the field.
Okay.
Simba cannot play this turn, so he's going to be over here.
Okay.
And then both of my sleep. Wait. I got to remember. I have to exert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that leaves me with 1.
Yep.
I can't play Mickey. And I'm going to send my ladies on a quest.
Yep, 17.
And I end my turn.
Okay. I have to find a way to. I have to find a way to defeat this Simba, basically. Because even if I defeat one of the Auroras, I still will lose. So it all comes down to Heart of the Cards. Okay, I drew Jasper.
That's a good card.
Unfortunately, it does not interact with anything on your field. So I don't have any options that do anything here. So congratulations.
Yeah, I think I
You
win.
just won your first game of Lorcana.
But play it out. I want to have that satisfaction.
Okay. I will play my Jasper and I will quest with Meg.
Okay.
And I will get my +1 and you know what? I'll play my last card for my ink and then I'll untap my Meg. Go ahead.
Go ahead. So I ready up all my cards.
Yep.
All my ink. My ladies are back. This is my hand. I'm drawing my next card, which would be Develop My Brain. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put one into your hand and the other on the bottom. So
Just end me. End my suffering.
I will.
Are you going to play? Wow.
I just want to make sure I'm going through it so I know how to play.
You wouldn't even want to do that.
Why would I not?
Because you can just quest and win.
Okay.
So that way, because if you play that, so this, if I
just want to
if
pull
I
the
was
card.
if I was a really mean person, you didn't like me, then you could go through. I'm going to play this, and I'm going to play this.
But I want to know what my next cards are.
Okay, then you can do that.
Okay, I want to play this card. I look at my top 2.
First,
I have
trading.
another Aurora and Fire the Cannons, which
Oh
I
my
probably.
gosh! Take your Fire the Cannons and kill my Megra.
I'll spare you. I'll just
spare
quest.
me.
I'll quest with
Goodness.
Simba and quest with Aurora.
All right, you go to 20, and you win the game. Good job.
Yay!
Good job.
I did it.
All
Beginner's
right.
luck.
That was a really good game. That was a really good game.
I don't know what my ink were.
We had a lot of back and forth. Oh, that's a fun thing to do too. Is see.
There they were.
You'll know.
My beasts.
Oh wow, both of the beasts. That's funny.
Thank you. I think
So,
I know what I'm doing now.
That's funny. I actually knew what all. Well, I did know what all my inks were because I played them all from hand. But anyway, to answer a question in chat, the way that Shield of Virtue works is it is an item card. So it's a 1-cost item that you'll pay your ink, put into play, and then in future turns, you can exert the card. So you'll turn it sideways, and you'll pay the 3 to use it. So you'll pay 3 ink, and it will ready a character that you have. So if I have Jasper in play, and then let's say I want to quest with Jasper, if I have 3 ink left over, I can pay that 3, use the Shield of Virtue to ready my Jasper, and then because of the clause on Shield of Virtue, it says that character cannot quest for the rest of the turn. But what I can do with him is I can challenge, or in a lot of cases like you saw me do last game, I would quest, get the value from the card and or challenge, and then I would use my remaining ink to ready my Jasper and keep him from being able to be challenged. So it's like a double-edged thing. You can get double value from your cards, or you can just use it sort of as a protection. All right, so you kicked my butt.
This is beginner's luck, and you coached me through some of the terms, so.
Well, it's your first game. Of course I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But there was not really a lot of times where you like didn't do something that I
But you would have been like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Except for the one time with Mickey, but I mean, that's just.
It's
like
just
now I'm kind of more aware of it, you know.
So like with that turn, if let's say for instance that turn that you had Mickey, if you hadn't have had the Maleficent if you had like
A lower card.
a higher card.
Oh, a higher
So let's say
card.
you had six ink in your pool, and
I
you
have
had
like
a
a
card
7.
that cost 7 or 8, and you really
Yeah.
wanted to cast it,
You'd need to go for more ink.
and you had the option. Let's say you had the option to cast either Mickey or Maleficent. In that position, I think you play the Mickey just to try to get you closer to casting the card that essentially shuts the door.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad I could help. It makes sense. Oh no, I hope this goes all the way down, not individually. There we go.
So slow.
Whew.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. All right, so next game. Do you want to play with hands revealed again, or do you want to do closed hands?
Let's do closed hand.
Closed hands? Okay. And then we'll leave the option on the table. If you have questions about something, just ask me.
Okay. Unless it's, what do you guys want, chat? Do you want us to play with our hands open so you can kind of see the cards and learn them with us? Because I'm okay doing that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. Whatever we want to do. I'll be talking through a majority of my plays anyway, so.
If you want us to show our hands, we'll show our hands.
So if you're playing in a tournament, after you shuffle,
Yeah.
when you're done shuffling,
You let your opponent do it?
you'll let your opponent either shuffle or cut. Most people just do a cut. Some people, like if you're playing in a competitive
I have a hair
event,
stuck to my head. It's irritating.
if you're playing in a competitive event, most people will want to shuffle your deck, and technically it's up to you whether or not you want that to be a thing, but most of the time you just give a simple cut for casual games.
Okay.
Dana closed hand, John open hand. We can do that. I'm happy to do that.
All right, I think I hopefully shuffled them all the right
I
way.
think you did just fine. We'll figure it out. Okay, so now because you won the first game,
You can go first.
yeah, typically it's a best of 3 game. So when the player who wins the first game,
Okay.
their opponent has the opportunity to choose whether or not they want to go first or second. So
I like having my color blue.
okay, sounds good. All right, so we'll repeat the same steps that we did before.
We draw
7 cards and then determine which cards you want to put
4,
back for your
5.
mulligan.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Oh, they're upside down.
All right, so my hand is relatively balanced.
Oh, I didn't even know I had these cards.
All right, so I've got 2 1-cost cards, 2 2-cost cards, a 4-cost, and 2 5s. Now, typically you want to make sure that you have cards to play early on, so you'd want to get rid of, if you have an overwhelming amount of 5+ cost cards, it's usually good to get rid of them and try to draw better things. Now, because I know I have information on what my opponent's playing, and I know that I have playables in my hand. I have the 2 1-cost cards, the 2 2-cost cards, and then what my plan here is I'm going to hang on to the Dragonfire because it is one of the key cards that helps me deal with her big threats. So we're going to hold on to this because we already have, we know we have the guaranteed early plays. And then I'm going to go ahead and keep these 2 cards, even though they cost 4 and 5, because they're guaranteed inkable cards. So my hand is just a flat out keep. I will keep my hand.
You made me double think about my hand.
Well, that's okay. You know, like generally speaking, you're looking for some early game cards that you can play. You're looking for a good balance of playable inks. So cards that can be inked, you want to make sure that you have those for at least the first couple turns. And then
I think I'll keep my hand.
Usually a safe mulligan card would be a card like Dragon's Fire, or things that are 5 cost or higher and can't be inked. Those are usually pretty safe. Like last game when you put back your
yeah, something you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so because I am going first, I don't draw a card.
I'm not showing my card this time.
Okay,
so
so
I have a slight advantage.
So I'm going to show you Captain,
Yes.
and I'm going to put Captain into my inkwell,
Yes.
and then I will exert for 1 and play Sergeant Tibbs.
Sergeant Tibbs.
And
Meow.
I will pass the turn to you.
All right. So for my turn, ready, set, draw. I have no ink.
Yep.
I have no cards, so I'm ready, set,
Draw.
draw a card. And let's see. I'm going to show you the Spy of Maleficent.
Okay.
She's going to be inked. And then I pass the turn to you.
All right. We're in the driver's seat. We're winning. I'm playing with my cards revealed. I just remembered that. All right, so I drew.
Even though I'm not reading cards, I feel bad. I should be like,
Well, it's okay.
do you got?
But
it helps me learn when I see you pull them.
yeah, and it also helps because like I could be holding my hand like this, and viewers would be able to see it, but this does help as well.
That's for teaching that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so looking at my hand right now, I have Megra, and I have Aladdin, and I have Sergeant Tibbs. All 3 of those can be played this turn in one way or another. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Pongo for my inkwell. So I'm going to have 2 ink, and then I will use both of those ink to play Aladdin. Now remember, he has ward, so he can't be targeted.
He can only be challenged.
Correct. And then I'm going to go ahead and quest with my Sergeant Tibbs.
Oh,
so
now he's in the lead.
I will be in the lead for now, and I will pass the turn from there.
That makes me nervous. All right, let's see.
Last game we were neck and neck at 5-5 for like the first 50 minutes of the game, and then you like went from 5 to 15 over the course of like 2 turns.
So
and I just got buried.
I'm going to show you this Aurora.
Okay.
She's going to be inked.
Okay. She is now inked.
Oh, I didn't draw. Or did I?
How many cards do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No.
So let's see. You drew 1 card to start your first turn, so you had 8. You put 1 down, you had 7. And then on your next turn, you go
1,
up
2,
to 8.
3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 in my hand now after I inked. Is that right?
Well, hold on. You threw off my numbers. Okay. So you have.
Did you see me draw?
Okay.
Chat?
So you started with 7 cards. You draw your card for turn and go to 8. You put 1 card down. You have 7. Your next turn, you draw. You go to 8. You put your card down. So you should have 7 in your hand right now.
So I need to draw.
So you need to draw. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Sorry. Which I could have inked card too, but it doesn't matter. So. I inked 1, so now I have 2. And then I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna not play that card. I like this card. I really want to play it, but I'm like, think, Dana, think. I believe I'm going to play Aurora.
Okay.
Get her out there. And that costs both of my ink. And I drew a card.
Yep.
I did everything I think I can do.
You did.
Okay, I passed my turn.
Good. You remembered all the.
I tried. I didn't
all the
draw.
steps. You did great.
I just need to chant ready, set, draw every turn.
All right. So we drew another Stampede. Good.
Yes, when it's my turn again, I'll probably step out.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So we are now in another odd position. I don't really have a lot that I can do in this moment. I would really love to be able to add to my board and play an ink this turn, but I I want to hang on to the Megra because of her ability, which gives my character +2, +2 strength. So I'm gonna have to bite the bullet here, I think, and not play an ink this turn. But I will tap 1, exert 1 to play my other Sergeant Tibbs. And then I'm gonna go ahead and quest with both Aladdin and Sergeant Tibbs. So I'm gonna get 2 lore. 1, 2.
I'm nervous.
And then that will be the end of my turn.
I'm nervous now. Can I catch up? Okay, so ready my cards, draw. Gonna remember to draw. Okay, that's good. Yes. John's
I think she drew something good. I'm scared now.
I am going to show you this one. It's gonna be inked.
Okay.
It's just this card ran back. Now I have 3. Yes. I have 3. I'm going to play ready this card. Wait. Yeah, no, it's an action. It's an action.
Okay,
so because it's an action, fire the cannons.
Yes.
And that's going to exert 1.
Oh my god, you're going to fire the cannon at my cats? Oh my god, poor Sergeant Tibbs.
Yes. So I'm going to take out Sergeant Tibbs.
Are you sure?
Deal 2 damage to a chosen character.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Banish
now
him.
You can target this one as well.
I can
too? So this is one of those situations where you technically have the ability to challenge one of these 2.
Okay, let me think, yeah.
But if you had another character, what you could do is go fire the cannons on this one, use another character to attack here, and then you could deal with my whole board functionally. But generally speaking, like if you have an action that can deal.
Wait.
Okay. Okay, carry on.
I think what I'm gonna do, and this is not good for me.
Okay.
I think I'm going to attack this one.
Okay, so you're shooting this one.
I'm shooting that one.
All right.
That banishes my action.
Yep, you blew up my cat.
And I think I'm gonna challenge Aladdin and get rid of us both.
Okay. All right, and that's a good decision. I support that.
And I still have 2 ink.
You do.
I was just my brain. I had to do that first.
Yeah,
so I have 2, and I think I can't do anything else. So I'm gonna. Well, I can play something, but let me choose. I think I'm gonna go ahead and ready this one up in case I need it, which is ding ding ding. Consider the coconut.
Okay.
Which means whenever you play a character, you may remove up to 2 damage from a chosen character.
All right, that's a pretty good follow-up.
That is a good card that exerts the rest of my 2.
Okay.
And that ends my turn.
All right, so I've got functionally 3 dead cards in my hand.
Thank you so much.
3 dead cards. Draw for turn. I drew the action card, Vicious Betrayal. Chosen character gets +2 power this turn for +2 strength. If a villain character is chosen, they get +3 instead.
Ooh.
Now, I have no use for this card right now, so I think since it's one of my only inkable cards, I'm going to go ahead and add that to my inkwell.
Wow, yeah. I just realized your hand's not ink except for your Megra, but you want to keep her.
Exactly. So the only option I have right now is to quest with my Sergeant Tibbs and just hope that he doesn't get shot with a cannon this time. And that'll be the end of my turn.
I think he does do a really good job because I feel like I've caught on playing very quickly now.
Oh, you certainly caught on well enough to beat me the first game.
I might not win this time. I have 0.
So you're still, even though you are not winning in lore at the moment, I'm pretty sure you're still technically ahead.
So I ready my ink.
You said you were going to go to the bathroom. Did you want to go to the bathroom? Or do you want? Hey, how about this? Play this turn and then go to the bathroom.
Okay. I was like into it. Ready my ink. Go. back sits over here. And I draw a card. I've never seen that card before, so let's take a minute to read it. They don't do anything. Okay. Cool. Anyways, I have 3. I believe I am going to ink this card, just goons.
Okay.
1 cost, which gives me 4. And I am going to put your favorite lady, ready her up.
You're my favorite lady.
Maleficent.
All right.
Which exerts all 4 of my ink.
Okay.
And I'm going to end my turn.
Okay, sounds good. I will, you go ahead and go. I'm gonna untap and draw my card, and I'll kind of just talk through
Okay.
my options.
I'm going to have to, I just slide this button, right?
Yep. I'm gonna draw my card. I drew Big Rapunzel, so that's definitely not gonna be usable. No, you're good. Good. The camera is facing straight down, and that's all there is to it. Okay, so, well, we're basically in a spot where we have 4 unusable cards in our hand at the moment. We've got the Big Rapunzel, which costs 6, and I have 3 currently. She's also not inkable, so this is as dead of a card as it possibly gets in this spot. We have Dragonfire, which is also uninkable, and we only have 3 ink, so basically a dead card. I have 2 Stampedes. Both of these are playable. However, none of her cards have any damage on them, so I can't cast them at this moment in time. So yeah, 4 cards that essentially don't do anything. And then we also have the Meg, which I can cast Megra whenever I want because she costs 2 and I have 3. However, I've been hanging on to her with the intention of... Sure. I was holding on to her with the intention of being able to use her ability as value in a challenge. But now that I've drawn for my turn and I have, like I said, 4 cards that don't really do anything, if I don't play this, I'm going to be too far behind, I think. I think I'm forced to play this card this turn and just try to get any marginal advantage that I can. So when Dana gets back, that will be what I do. Hi, Bree. Dana went to potty. Now she's back. All right, now she's back. She has to put on her mic. Thank you. She beats me into the ground the first game and then hogs all the water for herself. Jeez.
Okay, I am back. Hello, hello.
Welcome back. All right, I explained to everyone the pickle that I am currently in.
He's in a pickle.
Yep, so I determined that my best play is to go ahead and play the Megra for 2, and then quest with Sergeant Tibbs. That will go to 5, and that will be the extent of my turn. Ink.
You sure?
You
I think
have
this
4.
is my ink. Oh, you're right. I was like, oh no.
You're good.
Okay, so for my turn, I make sure I ready everything. I ready my ink. My cards are ready. I draw Oh. No. And you have exerted your tib.
Have indeed.
So what I am going to do is sorry. I'm going to show you this card. It's going to be inked.
Okay.
That puts me at 5.
Must be nice.
And then what I'm going to do, sorry, I'm like laughing. What I'm going to do
She's
is
enjoying this chat.
I'm going to play Hercules. He's my bodyguard.
Okay.
And he's going to protect Maleficent.
Okay.
Maleficent is going to challenge.
Okay.
And she's going to banish Mr. Tibbs.
Sergeant Tibbs.
Sergeant Tibbs.
He has a
And
rank.
I'm going to remove that damage with Coconut Basket. When it says whenever I play a character, I can remove damage.
Okay, so the timing on how you do that
Okay.
is going to be like this. That's in your hand.
Yes.
You're going to do Maleficent, banish Tibbs,
Okay.
and then you'll play Hercules.
Okay, that's how
and then that
it
will
works.
heal.
And that will heal.
Yep, that triggers the coconut witch.
Okay.
Yep, and you don't have to exert this.
Oh, okay.
This is just a static item ability that'll activate whenever you play something.
So she challenged, she's not questing, right? So she gets rid of that.
Yep, Sergeant Tibbs is no more.
Okay. And, oh my god, I didn't do this part.
Yeah, you'll
I don't have enough to do it again, so I think it's like this. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yep.
Yeah, I did 3. And then I end my turn because I can't do any.
Okay. I did not consider the coconut, and therefore I am losing. I drew another Sergeant Tibbs.
You're not losing, you have 5.
Okay, I will go ahead and, unfortunately I have to do this, even though it's my only playable card, essentially. I'm going to play my Tibbs into my inkwell. I now have 4 ink.
What does she do again? Can I read her real quick?
Yeah, she does nothing for me in this moment.
Okay, somebody gets +2.
Yeah, so yeah, my only option right now is to challenge your Hercules with my Meg,
Mm-hmm. So that
which
means...
will put it to 1, and then I'm going to stampede it for the last 2 damage.
Okay, so I don't even
Yeah,
have to do
so
that. He's just gone.
Hercules is banished, and that's all I got.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I'm killing it. Oh no, I lost my... Okay.
So you remember
Where's my
that?
cards?
You remember like 2 or 3 turns ago when you were worried, and I was like, "Nah, don't be worried. You're like farther ahead than you think." This is what I mean.
So I'm readying my cards.
Yes.
Maleficent is back to being ready. My
Yes.
ink is back to being ready. Ready, set, and then I draw a card. Oh, baby.
Chat, every single card she's drawn this game, she's been like, "Oh yeah, oh baby, that's the way."
I love Disney. Okay, in fairness, I really love Disney. So every card I see, I'm like, oh hey, oh there
Okay, so
you
that makes
are.
me feel better. I'm sitting here thinking that you're just drawing like the most live, like strong cards.
I'm just giggling because I like these characters.
See, meanwhile, you're over here just like, haha, Aladdin.
I'm like, this reminds me of this
Hercules.
song. Okay, all right.
She giggles as she punches me into the ground.
I have 5. So what I'm going to do, item. It's an item, not an action.
Why'd you say it like that?
I'm talking myself
You were
through.
like, it's an item.
Be quiet. Leave me alone. You're so mean to me. I have 5, right? Am I crazy? Okay.
Oh, you got 5. Data's over here like flexing her like
Thank you.
her
Have
money
a good night,
pile.
Bree.
Good night, Bree. She's over here like counting her stack of money. Like, I have 5 ink.
So
Look at his peasant 4 ink over there.
I'm going to go ahead and ready this for my next turn. It's frying pan.
Okay.
which is banish this item chosen character can't challenge during their next turn. So when I use this, it'll disappear, but I'm not using it yet.
Correct. Now, something to remember is that your item cards do not have to worry about ink drying. You can play your item card and activate it the same turn that it's played if you want to.
Okay, and I don't want to since
Yeah.
you don't have anything.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm going to, they don't really matter. It's just whoever I want to.
Wow, that must be nice.
And then I'm going to play Kristoff.
Okay.
And Maleficent's going to quest.
Okay, so then she quests for 2. 1, 2. And you got
And
to
I end my turn.
make
Wait,
sure
no, I gotta exert.
Yep, exert your...
Oh my god, I'm never gonna remember that step.
And now, did you want to add
And then,
any...
wait, I have to exert that too.
Yes.
And then I technically could add, but I don't think I'll add this turn. Well, no, I don't think I'll add this turn.
Okay.
Now I'm done.
Okay, sounds good. Now, is that the Kristoff that has an ability?
No, he's just my good old Kristoff.
He's just Ken. Okay.
He is just Ken.
All right. I'll
Take your damage.
draw. I drew Mad Hatter, which costs 5, and I cannot play.
John's his own worst enemy, I think. His luck.
This is such a good card. I'm just trying to... No. All right. Yeah. You're at 2. You're at 2 lore right now. I'm behind, but I'm not out of the game yet.
No.
So instead of playing the Mad Hatter into my Inkwell this turn, I think I'd rather just take the chances of drawing another inkable card next turn, and then being able to play my Mad Hatter on the following turn. And if all else fails, I can always play him into my Inkwell next turn, and then play my Dragon's Fire if I have to. So I think I just pass the turn from here.
Okay. So I ready Maleficent. And I'm readying my ink, my inkies. So I'm set. I draw. Ooh. Oh.
This is terrifying. I don't know if your oohs and ahs are because you draw good cards, or if you just draw like a cute card.
I just think I am behind.
Are you behind? Are you behind? I don't think you're behind.
I don't think it's a good turn. I do. So. Yeah, okay. So, mwah, I love you. But he's going to the ink.
Okay.
I drew Maui. Now, Maui's an 8 cost, and he has 8 damage and 8 shield and 3 quest. But I don't want to put myself in a position where I have nothing to play each turn.
Yeah, you have...
And I just think he's better off giving me ink, and if I draw him again, then I'll be closer to him.
Currently you have how many? How much ink? 5? Yeah, so it's definitely better to just work your way towards...
We love Maui, but he must go into the ink. And so that being said, I'm going to... Well, I'll do that last. I'm going to ready up Jasmine. She's vanilla. She just quest. But I'm going to quest Maleficent and Kristoff together.
Okay, so make sure you exert your ink.
And
then,
that was how much? That was 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then just like that, you are back in the lead. 1, 2...
And then I end my turn.
3, 4... All right.
I inked him, I know.
Okay.
He already has plenty of ink on him, though.
Whew. All right, here we go. This draw matters quite a bit, so... And I whiffed.
I mean, that's a good card.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Not in... I mean, it's a fine card, but I needed to draw an inkable card so I could play my Mad Hatter. So now, because of the position that I'm in now, I unfortunately have to put my Mad Hatter into my Inkwell to go to 5 ink. And then I'm going to have to cast my Dragonfire on the Maleficent.
Why? But they're the same card. They're the same person. That gets rid of her, right?
Yes, it's
Okay.
it's just straight up banish.
The dragon her is better than
Yep.
her.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. So, I ready up my people. Ready up my ink. I have 6. I draw. Oh. That would be a really well. Or would it be worth? This is where I wish I could ask you the best play, but I want to be able to do it on my own.
Okay. So I'll just, if you just play it out the way
I'll
that you
play it,
think.
but I can't take back.
Okay.
And then you can, I guess, tell me which you would have done.
Sure.
Let me think which one I want to commit to. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard. I know I'm taking my time on this. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. Thinking is important. Being able to
And
to
maybe
think
it's
is
not hard
important.
to you, but it's hard to me because I feel like you've got nothing. I don't mean to say it in that way. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like, do I ink it or do I play it? That's my dilemma.
In the position that you're in right now,
Yeah.
slam it.
You'd ink it?
No, put it into play. If you can play it, play it. You are completely in the driver's seat right now, and your whole objective
It
is
might not be worth it though.
your whole objective is to just win as fast as possible while I'm not doing anything.
Okay, well, how about I ask you this?
Okay.
It's not a character.
Okay. Is it a beneficial effect?
Yes.
Then do it.
Okay. So with that, you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I have another coconut.
Okay.
So that can safeguard or heal 2 cards.
Yes.
And instead of doing ink, I'll just send them to quest again. And that way,
Yes.
if they get under attack, I have 2 chances to heal 1 or 2.
2. 1, 2.
What do you think, chat?
Okay.
Should I have inked that card or should I have played it like I did?
Okay, so knowing now what the card is, it is a beneficial effect, but it doesn't technically add to your advantage in this moment.
It doesn't. See, that's where I was like, should I have inked it to get closer to my 8 card?
Right.
But then I'm also kind of like, it could help later on.
In that position, what I would do is just hold that card. Because
Just hold it?
you only have, it's your only card in
Oh,
hand.
shit.
You're good. It's your only card in hand.
Okay.
Playing it now would just reveal that was your only card in hand. If you hold it, it can be anything essentially.
Oh, that's true. I could make you like quake in your boots.
Yeah, so it doesn't give me the information, and then if you draw whatever you draw next turn, you have the option to still play that as your ink.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
See,
so-
I don't think competitively. I don't.
So, but if let's say that this was a card that, like the shield card that I have that readies something, you could play it, and you could do it immediately, and it would be beneficial. Or if you have something that draws cards, beneficial. Any character that you could play in that position, play it.
Okay.
But that's the one situation where you would be able to hold it safely.
You added my points, right?
I did, yes. Okay, draw. I drew Mickey Mouse.
Steamboat Mickey.
So my only option, I think, this turn is to just ink this and play my big Rapunzel and have that
What
be.
does she do?
She is a 6 cost with
5
5 strength and 4 willpower. She quests for 2 lore, and she has the Tangle ability, which says when you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. So you'll go down to 9. Low? Down to 9. There we go. And that'll
Does
be
it go down to 9?
Yes, you lose 1 lore.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was.
It's per opponent. So in other
okay,
words,
so
like,
me.
yes. So if in theory we were playing a group game and there was 2 other people, you would all lose 1 lore.
Okay.
But because it's just 1-on-1, you lose the 1 lore, and then my turn is done.
That's a bad card that I didn't consider. Coconut. Good enough. Anyways, my turn. Ready up. I draw a card. Which is I'm going to I'm going to use my frying pan actually.
Okay.
I'm going to forbid Rapunzel from challenging during her turn.
Okay.
And that banishes my item card.
I'm going to put a little purple dice on it so I know that she can't challenge.
So that being said, I'm going to quest with both of my... Oh, wait. Oh, that doesn't count. Okay, it doesn't exert anything. Okay. Oh, that's the cat. I'm going to quest with both my characters and end my turn.
4. All right. That's a really solid play. And she's holding on to a card, chat. I'm scared. I don't know what options she's got over there. All right, I drew Shield of Virtue.
There it is.
There it is. So you're at 13 lore right now, which means next turn, if I don't deal with any of your stuff, you'll be at 17.
Yep.
So I have options.
Rapunzel can't challenge.
She cannot challenge this turn, correct?
She can quest, but no challenge.
Yep, so I think my best option this turn is I'm going to go ahead and quest with Rapunzel. So I'll get my value. I'll go to 7 lore. I will do 1 and play my Shield of Virtue.
Ugh.
And then I will... unfortunately, I'm 1 short of being able to do everything that I want to do.
Hey.
But I'm going to go ahead and use 3 to play My Mother Knows Best, and I will return... Doesn't matter. I'm going to return Kristoff to your hand.
Okay.
And I'm doing that because that way it slows her down from questing for 4, since she's only going to be able to quest for 2. And it keeps you from being able to challenge my Rapunzel on the back, what we'd say on the backswing. And that's the end of my turn. If I had 1 more ink, I would use my Shield of Virtue to untap Rapunzel, but I'm missing that last ink.
Okay. So my turn. I didn't use any ink. I didn't exert it. So I'm just readying up Jasmine.
Yep.
I'm drawing a card. Oh, darn I got a prickle paw to my side.
The prickle paw.
Oh.
I'm gonna move your gray or your discard pile over here
6.
so they can. Well, they still can't see it.
Ooh.
Don't worry, guys. I will fix the lighting on the next episode. It's a little bright on this side of the table. Sorry about that.
So my thought process here is, if I'm correct, which don't say yes or no.
Okay.
I'm gonna think on his next turn, he's most likely, if I have Jasmine quest, he's going to attack with Rapunzel, which would banish her. I'm thinking that's what he's gonna do if I exert her. So there is a card I want to play, but it would take all my ink. And I don't think I'm going to do that because I want to protect Jasmine this go round. So what I think I'm going to do instead is I'm going to exert 3 ink. My dude, my lovely cat, you don't want in my lap. It's very warm in here. 3 ink, and that means I'm going to play Hercules. He's going to protect Jasmine. And then I'm also going to exert my other 3 ink, and that's going to put Kristoff back into play. not this turn, but the next one he'll be able to do things. But what I'm going to do is quest with Jasmine anyways.
Okay.
But since Hercules is there to protect her.
Yep, that's pretty good.
So my question before
Yes.
I end my turn is I might want to do something different
Okay.
since I don't know any better.
Okay.
Do my coconuts heal him?
If he's at full health, no.
It's so like, okay, that makes sense. Okay, it's chosen character. Then I'm going to commit to that and just see how it plays out.
Okay. I think that's a totally fine play. All right. I have 1 card in hand. I've got 6 ink. I've got a Field of Dreams. Let's see what we've got to draw. I drew LeFou.
You can take that off now.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Look at me.
Yeah,
I'm
good job.
being observant.
All right. When you play this character, ready chosen character, they cannot quest for the rest of the turn. Okay, so...
What is that like? What does that do or mean?
It's effectively doing.
Is it against me or you?
It's
Self or opponent?
it's both.
Okay.
So the way that LeFou works, LeFou works
I love beating
is
these.
if I want to, I can challenge with Rapunzel, challenge your Hercules, which would banish it. I could play LeFou, which would ready my Rapunzel if I wanted it to, and then I could challenge again.
Okay.
It also
count for that.
Yeah, and I mean it's the same effect as Shield of Virtue.
Yeah.
Functionally, but it's on a character.
Yeah.
So in this,
which is good.
Yeah. So in this instance, I am going to do that. I have to essentially.
Yes.
I'll go ahead and challenge the Hercules.
Okay. And that
so
banishes
that'll banish
Hercules.
it, and that'll put 3 damage on Rapunzel. I'll do the 2 and play LeFou and use his ability to ready Rapunzel.
Oof.
And then I'll use Rapunzel again to challenge Jasmine, which would banish them both. And then that'll be the end of my turn.
He had a good play. Okay, but at least we got the big girl out of the way. That is nice. So I'm going to ready up my cards. Kristoff is now ready to go. I ready up my ink. I draw my card. Oh, baby. I don't like the card I drew. Let's put it that way. He has a 2/2. But John has a stampede in his hand. So I think I really want to go for more. But
You have how much? 6?
I have
right
6.
now?
I mean, I do have some 8 cost cards in there, so that's where I'm like, but I'm also like, not really going to benefit me. I think actually, well, I don't have enough, so. All right, so I'm going to do a scare attack.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm going to use all my ink.
Oh, all right.
And I'm going to have Mufasa, King of the Pride Lands, ready to go for the next.
All right. Yeah, that's a card.
And I am you know what? I think I will do it. I think I have enough of a head that I know what you're going to do. You want me to see if I can guess your next turn, or should I just hold it to myself so you don't do what I think you're going to do?
I want to hear what your thoughts are.
Yeah, but then what if you do it? It's not in my favor.
As it stands right now, I have, if depending on what you do, I have one play.
Yeah.
And then whatever comes off the top of my deck.
Yeah. Okay, then I think we're on the same thought process.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quest with Kristoff anyway.
Yep.
And I think what he's going to do is, yes, that does end my turn. So let me see if I can guess your turn.
Okay.
I think what you're going to do is you're going to combine and get rid of this card with these two cards.
Correct.
Yes. And then that just leaves you with that and whatever you draw off the top of your deck.
Yeah. So.
But that puts me within range because he could technically win me.
Correct, and that's why you made the correct play by going ahead and putting him in damage range, because it does set up
for a win if you
for
can't.
a win. Yeah. So
have an answer.
Functionally, I'm in checkmate this turn.
Yeah.
I basically have one draw, and it's Dragonfire, I think, is the only card that I can draw to have a chance to stay alive. So
Okay.
I drew Dragonfire.
Wow.
So,
wow. Look at that. He says he's not lucky. Look at the smile. Well, you can't see his smile.
I mean,
He's like sweating.
That was the one card that could actually save me. So
no way.
So yeah, we'll go ahead and challenge Kristoff with LeFaux and deal the 2 damage to it, and then finish it off with Stampede.
Yeah.
So that'll use 1 ink, and I'll use my remaining 5 to Dragonfire Mufasa.
That was the play. His only answer.
I think that was the only play in the deck.
Dang.
So now I just have to hope that you don't have a follow-up, basically.
I don't have another Mufasa.
Yeah.
lined
So
up.
if you're just like, haha, Mufasa, then I'm just going to be like dead on board.
All right, so ready my cards. My coconuts haven't got to do anything this turn.
And you only got the 1 card that you drew this turn?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's a top deck battle.
It is. It really is.
Oh,
Here's all my
boy.
ink.
We both have 6 ink. Top deck battle. You already drew.
I just drew.
So you have 2 in your hand now.
Yeah, this was when I
okay.
held back the last turn.
Gotcha.
Well, card didn't do anything.
Okay, all right.
But-
So you're telling me there's a chance.
But
But
you don't have anything either. So
Sure don't.
we're kind of at the same stalemate here, I feel like.
You have the advantage.
The only thing I really can do is just try to like push for the win. I feel like.
Yep.
It's just go big, go home at this point.
Yep.
So, well, maybe I'm gonna.
She's growling at me.
I think I'm gonna hold him back just in case I don't have anything. Well, no, wait.
I've got nothing, so.
You don't have anything, and I don't have anything. That's the problem. I think I'll just go through with it. Let's see. I'm going to spin 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and put Aurora, and she has -2 for someone else, but you don't have anyone else.
Yep.
And I'm going to, I guess, I'll just ready him up too, Cactus Hook. Oof. And that's 1.
Yep. All right.
Pretty much nothing, so I end my turn.
No, that's as pretty much as good as it gets, aside from just.
Because I just got to push to win.
Yeah, like that's great. That's what you want to be doing, is just committing.
I'm hoping
things to
because
the
she's
board.
got 5, so.
All right. I drew Aladdin, so that
Good for you.
does help. It's a playable card, so I'm gonna play Aladdin. He has improvise. When I play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore, so you'll go down to 16.
Yeah, nab it, Jimmy.
Hello, go down to 16.
It's like, but she was winning.
Why it not? There we go. Okay, and that's all I've got.
Okay. I'm gonna ready my cards again. And let's see. Readied my cards. I draw a card. Okay. All right.
I don't like this mischievous laugh.
And Aladdin has the opportunity to get rid of, but actually it would get rid of Aladdin too if he attacks.
If I challenge your hook, he doesn't get the challenger bonus. It's
Yeah.
only if you're challenging me.
Oh, that's right. He just go down to 1.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, chat. There's a line of play that I think is in this deck that I could.
Your only answer.
I really think.
I think my best bet is I just have to push him. I feel like I have to corner you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and.
I mean,
do
you're
this
at you're at 16, so I have no way of
So-
winning soon.
I'm putting Goons out there.
Okay.
Goons is not really a great card, but
It's
I
a
have to
goon.
push you. So I'm leveling him up for the next round.
Yeah. Exert. your
And
ink.
which was 1.
Yep.
And then I guess all I'm gonna have to do is just go for the home.
Yep.
Get two more lore. Send my Captain Hook and Aurora out for quest.
All right. You are at 18. So
And it's your turn.
All right. I need to draw some kind of interaction here, essentially. There is a card that is literally the best thing that I can possibly draw, but there's only one copy of it in the deck, so
Watch him top deck. I don't know what card it is either.
it's the big Aladdin.
the big Aladdin, the
like,
shiny one.
the face card of the
Okay.
deck. Oh my god, no way!
No.
That's crazy.
And I shuffled, so I can't be
Oh
like,
my
you
God.
dirty cheater.
That's crazy.
He literally got it.
Wow. Okay.
Insane.
I really did not expect to have
what
that
does he
happen.
do?
Okay, so he costs 7,
Yes.
but he
What?
has shift 5.
Okay.
Now, this is your first introduction to the shift ability.
Yeah.
So what shift does is that I can pay the shift cost to play this on top of one of your other characters that has the same name. So in other words, I have Aladdin Street Rat,
Yeah.
which means that I can play
Oh. There's a cat.
which means that I can play Aladdin the Heroic Outlaw for 5 instead of 7. He'll go on top of this Aladdin. So
Okay.
that other Aladdin becomes this Aladdin.
Okay.
All right. So now he is in play. Now he has.
So he's automatically in play because your other Aladdin was readied.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and he has all of the same abilities, or not same abilities. Excuse me. He has all of the same like.
He's just leveled up in like
so
attack and everything.
yes. So his ink is dry. He's ready to quest or challenge. If this had any damage on it, when I shifted,
erases it.
he would keep it.
Okay.
But he has no damage on it.
All right.
Okay, so now I can attack. So I'm going to challenge, and I will challenge and take out. He has what? Challenger 2?
He does +2
Okay, so I will.
if he's attacking.
Right, so I'm going to go ahead and take out your Captain Hook.
Okay.
Now, this also has whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you gain 2 lore and your opponent loses 2 lore.
Oh no, that's a horrible card.
So I'm gonna
That's
go
good for him.
plus. I'm gonna go plus. Did I say +2? You
Yeah.
gain 2 lore, so I'll go to 9,
And I go to 16.
and then you'll go down. Oh, that's the wrong way. Going down is a lot harder than going up with this counter. Okay. All right, so this will have 1 damage on it,
So he's at 4.
and that will be the end of my turn.
All right.
Now you can beat my Aladdin now.
I can.
But you also would not get any closer. So I'm still on the back foot here, but
Right,
that was
everything.
literally the only thing I could draw that would keep me from losing the game there, aside from like another Dragonfire.
Oh baby.
Wow, what a crazy top deck that was, though.
Yeah,
Very
really.
cool. Very, very cool. If only I could use my Shield of Virtue that turn too. Oh, that would have been amazing.
4. The only thing I really can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ready up Flounder for the next go round because I keep trying to go for the win. I'm going to attack fully with, I'm going to challenge rather. I'm going to challenge Aladdin. That takes 2 damage from his 4.
Yes.
So now he's at 2 left. I'm banished. And then I'm going to challenge with Aurora 2. I'm going to banish Aladdin.
Yep, they're both gone.
And so she takes how much damage?
5.
From his attack.
Yeah, they're both gone.
They're both gone. And that's the best thing I think I can do, is just start us back over at 0.
All right.
Thank you for watching so far.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I didn't exert anything.
And this entire
Just
video
one.
this entire video will be on my YouTube channel as well. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can see the conclusion of everything. All right, so I'm gonna ready and draw.
He's playing his tail.
All I can do is play the Aladdin for turn, and that's all I've got.
All right, we had to reset ourselves here. I'm gonna ready up Flounder. Ready my 1. Draw. Bad. Okay. I do indeed want to play this character. So the character I have in my hand is Mickey Mouse, but he's Detective Mickey Mouse. So what he does is he costs 3. I exert 3. He says when you play this character, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. So I get 1 more for next time. And I'm going to do what I have to do, and I guess quest with Flounder.
Alrighty.
And that's the end of my turn.
Go to 17. All right, we need to draw something good. That's pretty good. All right, so I drew Mad Hatter. I'm gonna go ahead and play it for 5. Mad Hatter is a 2/4, and it has the Tea Party ability. Whenever this character is challenged, you may draw a card. So I'm gonna go ahead and play him for 5. And then I'm going to have my Aladdin challenge your Flounder, and they will both be banished. And that is the end of my turn.
All right. So ready up. Mickey readies up all of my... forgot the word. What is it called? Ink. All my ink is ready. I draw. Ooh. I do like this. So I'm going to exert 1 ink out of my 7, and I'm going to play Develop Your Brain. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 in your hand and the other on the bottom of your deck. So you're not going.
Oh no, I don't like the sound of that.
Okay.
Don't like the sound
Ooh,
of that.
that's good.
Oh god.
That's good.
Guys, I think I'm not winning this game.
That's good.
Oh god. Uh-oh.
So this one's going on the bottom.
Okay.
Sorry, they're slippery. All the way on the bottom.
Yeah, we'll have new sleeves for the next go round.
Okay. I can't play this card though. That's the unfortunate part.
Okay, that's good news for me
So
for now, but that's very bad news for the following turn.
Yes, it is indeed. So
Uh-oh.
I'm going to do nothing, I guess. Well, wait.
He's a 2/4, so I cannot beat your character.
You cannot, so I am going to quest.
All right.
In my turn.
Keeping the pressure on.
You will have pressure next.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
All right, we've got 6 to work with. We're gonna draw.
Can he do it? Can I do it? Who will win? Place your bets.
So I drew Pongo, which is
That's good.
it's a card.
It's a card.
It's a card that does things. That is. As much as I want to quest, I don't think I can. I think I have to just play Pongo for 4, and then
It's evasive. Only evasive cards can challenge.
yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have to challenge your Mickey with my Mad Hatter.
So that makes them. No, I have my colors.
I take damage too, though.
Oh, okay. So you did 2. I'm down to 1.
Yep. And that's all I've got.
All right, I finally get to do it. I finally get to do it.
I'm scared.
I ready up all my ink.
I don't think I'm winning.
Ready my Mickey.
I don't think I'm winning.
Pull my card. Sorry.
The maniacal laugh just,
I'm
just kills me.
competitive.
This is great. I love it.
4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. There's a card you could play. Get rid. So hopefully not. But I'm gonna go ahead, exert all my mana, all 7.
All your mana?
I mean, all my
Are you
ink.
the Magic player now? Are you the Magic player now?
I've never played Magic. I hate it. I hate it. I'm going to exert all my ink.
Okay.
And I'm going to ready up Simba for the next turn.
Oh, God.
And this Simba is the returned king. He is not baby Simba.
Yeah.
So he can challenger +4. He will hit for 8.
Yep. And he quests for 2.
Yes. And he has a defense of 6. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Can I heal first?
These you don't have to exert these. Both of these will activate when you play this, and it will heal him.
Okay. Yes. So what I'll do is I'm going to actually not quest with Mickey and end my turn.
Yeah, that's smart. So yeah, he's fully healed now.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Because he's healed for 2 each, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fully healed. All right. I'm basically once again on Dragonfire or bust.
Well, actually, I should have played Mickey.
Darn.
That's fine.
I did not draw Dragonfire.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, Dragonfire is the only way you can combat.
That was the only thing I could do. I've got Stitch, but unfortunately it is too late, I think. I will go ahead and quest for 5. And that will be the end.
So, Simba is now on play. So is Mickey. Draw a card. Actually, wait. All my ink's ready.
Yep.
Draw a card. Cool. I'm going to... Wait, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized that.
Yep. Nope, you got me.
No, yeah, the only way, if I just quest, I win.
Yep.
Okay, well, I will go ahead and put another coconut basket there.
Oh my gosh. You have to consider the coconuts.
And I would have probably just put him ready to Captain Hick, but I'm
Sure.
going to quest with Simba and quest with Mickey.
All right.
And that gives me 3.
You got me.
Yay!
2 in a row.
I won again. Woo!
2 in a row. She crushed me, guys. Good, good, good.
I got shiny Simba too.
Sure.
I saw him and I was like, wait, I have a chance.
Oh no, I just realized that is cut off. I need to. I didn't account for the fact that the lore would be. Oh shit. Undo. Or am I gonna have to do this from?
It wasn't cut off for the other part of it.
It is. See.
I always saw the number.
Now I've got to move my. Sorry guys, give me just a second. I screwed up the overlay. Are we playing another one or are we done?
I don't think we're gonna have time to play
Another game like.
I mean, like Valheim's. Play another.
Okay, sounds
like
good.
11,
Maybe
so.
I can just click it. Okay, I think I fixed it.
Okay.
All right.
I do want to see what my inked cards were because sometimes I just put them down. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, for sure.
Maleficent, that one, that one, that one. Prince Eric was one. Not get to see.
Yeah, I had
Cool.
all the cards that I had already known were in there. I got to play Stitch for the first time though, so that was cool.
I mean, seeing new cards helps.
All right, well, let's see if you can go for the 3-0 sweep against me. Beat me real good.
All right, so I guess this time I haven't actually been looking at your cards, but even though I had the advantage,
Yeah, I mean that's.
so
And I don't mind playing with my hand revealed like that because it shows
If
like
it helps teach.
it can it can help, you know, chat to like see, and obviously they'll be able to see my hand. Well, probably be able to see my hand from above anyway, so we'll just have to. But yeah, how are you liking it so far?
I like it. I feel like I've grasped. I feel like it'd be really like fun to once you start like dating decks to see, because you're not going to be able to like anticipate.
Yeah, and being that these are the starter decks, like the interactions are very base level. There's not a lot of complexity, I guess, when it comes to like what you're doing each turn. There's less copies of key cards. Like if this was like a real deck, I'd be playing 4 of that Aladdin, the big Aladdin.
Yeah.
Like I'd be playing 4 of the big Aladdin. I'd be playing 4 Dragonfire. I'd have.
Is there a limit to how many you can play of each card?
4. Up to 4 of any specific card. All right, so we'll play one more game, and I guess I will go first again since I lost. Hopefully things will. I want to at least win one game, man. I can't get.
You're not
3-0.
going easy on me, are you?
I can't get. No, I've been talking through every single play, and you know, all of what I've been doing is just how I would carry out any other game.
Okay.
All right, so I draw my 7.
2, 3. You have this baby camera 7.
I do. It's right over here. Okay, so this hand's reasonable. I'm probably gonna put back. I'm gonna put back this card. I think. I don't know if I want to put back this card. The rest of my hand is reasonably good. I don't want to get rid of both of these effects. That's the hard part. I think I just put 1 back for now. So I'll put 1 on the bottom and draw. That's pretty good. I'm relatively happy with what we've got here.
I actually think I'll keep my.
Okay. So I'm going to start with revealing Steamboat Mickey. I'll put him into my inkwell, and then I'll play my Sergeant Tip.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
Right. I'm going to draw.
Widar, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
Going to show you I'm going to show you
Okay.
she's going to be ink. Play goons.
Got a goon.
And
The Lorcana community has collectively agreed that
goons
one.
is the worst card.
No, they said that any card that's a 1 cost 2/2 with no abilities is collectively known as a goon now.
A goon now.
Yeah. So
Just the goons.
Sergeant Tibbs is technically a goon now.
That's funny.
Okay, so this is okay. It's not really full in this moment, so I'm gonna go ahead and ink my Vicious Betrayal.
I don't want them to. Okay.
I'm gonna ink my Vicious Betrayal, and then I will play my Aladdin,
Okay.
and I'm gonna quest with Tibbs.
Okie dokie.
That's the end of my turn.
Alrighty. So, ready my ink. Draw my card. Let's see. I'm going to
Yeah, the Goon Squad, exactly.
ink this Aurora.
Okay.
And then I'm going to insert one of mine. Well, yes, I'm going to exert one.
Okay.
I'm going to play Develop Your Brain, which
Okay.
lets me look at the top 2 cards of my deck, put one into my hand and the other on the bottom.
Okay.
I have to put my hand down. Yep, I guess I'm gonna have to choose and put one away.
Sure.
Yep. Alright, I guess I'm going to keep this one.
Okay.
And that gets discarded. And I'm going to challenge, banish both of them.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ink Jasper.
Okay.
So I now have 3. I'll use 3 to play Horus. And then I'm going to quest for 1.
Okie dokie.
That'll be my turn.
So ready up. Draw a card. I'm going to. This is not good, fam. Well. Knowing how his deck plays now, a bit different. So I'm going to, oh, I can't. Oh, oof. Then I made the wrong play last time. I just realized. I took the card I can't ink over a card that probably could have been inked. I need to pay attention to that. That's what that means. So that being said, I'm going to show you Stop.
Okay.
He's going to be inked.
Okay.
I'm going to exert all 3.
Okay.
And then I'm going to this is so hard now. It's so hard.
What's hard about it?
I don't know.
What is it that you're struggling with? Are you trying to choose between?
It's like, do I take out a character? Do I focus on building my ink? Do I focus on just getting someone on the board, you know?
Well, if it helps you to know early on is when you want to be putting cards into your inkwell ahead of schedule. So if you're not under pressure, that's when you want to be playing
my inkies.
your ink acceleration.
Yeah.
So in other words, like if you have
maybe I'll do that.
If you have like the Detective Mickey, like you're playing Detective Mickey on like turn 3 or turn 4 is like the best thing that you want to be doing. if you're playing like a dedicated ramp strategy.
Yeah. Guess maybe I'll do that. Will play my Detective Mickey,
Okay.
which when you play this character, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exert it. Boop. So now I have 4. And that's all I can do, so I'll pass my turn.
Okay. All right. So
Unless he has led me astray.
no, that
I'm
like
kidding.
playing this card on this is one of okay.
Because I can't ink him either.
Generally
so.
speaking, this is like one of the best cards for Sapphire, like in the game.
Yeah,
And,
because
like,
you want to get enough ink to play.
yeah, and like cheating your ink curve and like being able to play bigger stuff ahead of schedule is like a really powerful strategy.
Yeah.
So that's definitely like something that you want to be. Okay, so
Because next turn I can get 5 technically.
okay, so this is one of those spots that's a little bit awkward for me. I have this, but I don't have anything to really make this worth playing. I'm just going to show it because I'm going to play it into my inkwell anyway. So the thing is that like I want to be playing Aladdin into my inkwell this turn for 2 reasons. The first of which is that
I already have an Aladdin on play.
I do already have an Aladdin in play, but this also wouldn't get any value from its ability because she doesn't currently have any lore. So it's not, you can't go into like negative lore. And I only have 1 copy of the big Aladdin in my deck, so it's unlikely that I would draw it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and play that Aladdin into my inkwell, and then I'm going to use 3 to play Jasper. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is quest for 2. So I'll go up to 4. That'll be the end of my. And we do that so that way we can try to play this next.
All right, so my next turn. Ready, Mr. Mickey. All of my 4 ink are ready to be used. I draw a card. Okay. I have 4. So I am going to show you Hercules.
Okay.
He's going in the ink.
Yep. You now have 5.
So I have 5. I'm going to I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to ready up my coconut.
Okay.
And then I'm also going
Exert your 2.
oh yes, exert my 2. And I'm going to exert my other 3.
Okay.
And I'm going to play Smash. And
Okay.
I'm going to get rid of LeFaux.
Morris.
Oh yeah, he looks like a foe from here.
He does kind of look like a foe.
And that's getting rid of my action card.
Okay.
And that leaves me with Mickey. And I do think I want to that's hard. I don't want him to get too ahead, but I'm also like is a limb. You know what I mean? I feel like you're just gonna get rid of my Mickey. It's hard. I don't know. I need to start getting ink problem. I can start getting so.
The thing to remember is that ink is a resource, and you're not, while you are racing to get to 20,
I feel like my deck's slow, and then it gets like harder to. That's where I'm like, I need to remind myself that just because you're ahead right now doesn't mean that I can't catch up.
Correct, because like this is the second time that I've been in this position where I'm ahead by a lot, and then it doesn't take very long before before you start overtaking me.
So I do think that I'm going to challenge.
Okay.
I'm going to deal damage to Aladdin and banish myself. Well, no, I don't
that
get
stays
banished.
alive.
I go to 1.
This will take 1 damage. Let's do this. Okay.
And that ends my turn.
All right, so we're hoping to draw an inkable card this turn so that we can play this. We did, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and put Aladdin into my inkwell. I have 5, and then I'm going to play Captain. He's a vanilla 6/5. So he is just a big old horse. So now I don't want her to be able to play a card and next turn and trigger the coconut basket. So I think I do just go ahead and challenge the Mickey and banish it. This will have 1 damage on it, and then I'll quest for 1 with Aladdin. I'll go to 5, and then that will be my turn.
Right, so I'm ready up my ink. Draw a card. Jimmy. I'm going to I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I have to sacrifice you down, just like. I'm going to ink Mufasa.
Oh no! Okay. All right.
Put him in a way that gives me 6, and then I'm going to exert 3.
Okay.
And I'm going to play Kristoff for next turn.
Okay.
I'm going to exert my last 3. Sorry, they're all kind of exerty-verty. And I'm going to play Hercules.
Now you don't have to.
I don't want to play him yet, right?
Okay, just so you know, you don't have to play a bodyguard card exerted.
I don't have to exert it. Oh, okay.
No, you can just play him just like that.
He just wants to be there in case he's needed.
Sure.
And that's all I can do, I think. That ends my turn. John's got a nice curve, but I'm hoping to catch up here in the next turn.
Yep, you had a good play. That's not a great draw for me. So I'm gonna play this. I have to hold this for now, I think. It's a little unfortunate that both of her things are 3s and not 2s, because that kind of puts a strain on my 2s here. That's unfortunate. I think all I can really do is go ahead and just quest with Captain, go to 6, and then just play my Sergeant Tibbs. I think that's all I can do. Go ahead.
Okay. So, I'm going to re-exert all of my ink.
Yeah, because if I quest with these, they both just get value traded with those. That's just not worth it.
And then I draw my card. Okay.
This is why card draw is so powerful in this game, especially. Card draw is obviously very good in every card game, but especially in Lorcana, I've noticed that that's why people flock to Amethyst as a color choice.
So I am going to exert 5. 1, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
I'll use me with 1. That's going to ready Simba for the next round.
Oh boy, okay.
And this is not the Return King. This is rightful heir Simba. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you gain 1 lore.
Okay.
Okay, so I played a card, and that means I want to. Does this come in effect after they attack? It has to be.
So what you could do, like,
because I still have one.
So technically what you could do is, like, let's say that this was exerted. You could challenge and get rid of my Aladdin. This would have 2 damage on it. Then you could play Simba. Then that would trigger this.
Okay, so I need to do it in the right order.
But there's nothing that you can challenge right now. You could challenge my captain, but these would both get banished. So there'd be nothing to heal.
Oh. I think the only thing I can do, well, yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm also going to ready up hook and exert my life. And I'm gonna leave as is. They're not gonna go.
Okay, sounds good.
And that ends my.
Is that you making a creaking noise?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I just kept hearing it. And
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
that's probably annoying for chat.
I don't think they can hear it, but it just started making me worry. I thought it was like my computer fan.
No, that was me being.
Okay.
Thinky McThinkster.
That was my draw for turn.
Did you get a good card?
When do I get good?
Right now.
No. I'm not really in a great spot regardless. Yeah,
Did you get the fire? Okay. I was really nervous.
no, I did not get the fire. I mean, I think I have to quest with this again. Just go to 7, and then Mother knows best to return your Simba to your hand.
Why would you do that?
Could be Dragonfire. Could have been worse, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I can do anything reasonably here. So yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I ready all of my cards. 5,
Looking
6.
good for the home team.
And then I draw. Cool. Well, kind of cool. Okay.
Is it cooler than Simba?
Could be. So I have 6. What I want to do is so you have that one on. Right.
Yep.
He's questing. So what I want to do is I'm going to challenge with Kristoff.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna challenge with Chris. Well, he's also ready. Maybe not. Let me think. I gotta think for this. Does my bodyguard challenge?
You can.
He can.
Yeah,
Okay.
he can do all of those things. It's just his bodyguard comes into play.
Really worth it. It sucks. And Hook is ready, tech. Really challenging with that. I think that's my best bet. I think what I will do ready ups Simba again, takes 5.
Yeah, stop.
The looming threat.
Yep.
And then I'm going to
Terrifying.
challenge with Captain Hook to deal damage. He does 1.
No, he's got Challenger.
Oh yeah, so he does 3, but he still gets banished.
Yep.
Yeah, because he gets +2. So that brings that down to 2.
Yep.
I'm going to actually, hey, no, wait, that works out. I'm going to challenge with Hercules.
Okay.
And then I'm going to heal.
No.
Why not?
You don't get to heal whenever you want with that. It's
well,
whenever you play.
I played some.
You. No, so it has to be when you play it. Yeah, and
so I
and
did
this
it out
would,
of order again.
And this would still get banished anyway. Because
It
it's dealing 6 to that. Does that make sense? So basically, what would have to happen here is this would have to live.
Yeah.
And have some sort of damage on it. This you'd have to then play this.
Yeah.
Playing the action of playing this card is what triggers
my
this.
coconut.
Yes.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So do you still want to? Do you still want to banish the horse?
Yeah, because he has so much attack.
He is a big horse.
He is a big horse. I think I'm gonna have to sacrifice Burke.
Okay. So they will both be banished.
Yeah, even though I should have healed. Still.
You can't. There's nothing to heal.
So, anyways.
Yeah. No, you played it perfectly fine.
And then I'm going to have to. Okay. Quest for 2. And that ends.
All right, so we need to draw something relevant here for sure, because we're gonna get owned by that Simba. Fortunately, I cannot play this card. Okay, well, don't really have a lot of options here. Yeah, we're kind of in a rough spot. So I think what I have to do is I lose my stuff regardless. Like no matter what I do. So I guess what I'm gonna do here is I'm not sure that the 1 damage on this Aladdin matters all that much. I don't know if ward matters more. That's where it's hard to know for sure. And so I think what I'm going to do is use both of my Tibs to take out Kristoff.
They do 1 or 2 each?
2 each.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and take out Kristoff, and then I'll go ahead and quest with both of these. So I'll get 2. Jasper's effect will activate and make Simba not able to quest.
Okie dokie.
And then that's all I've got.
Okay. Readied up. Ready up my ink. Draw my card. I really like I'm reading this card and I'm just like, does not shoot my pants. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to challenge with Simba. And I think I banish Jasper because he's down to 3 health.
Okay.
And I do 3 damage. And he does 2 damage, so now I'm down
to 3.
To 3.
Yep. And so by banishing Jasper,
you'll gain a lore.
Go to 3.
And then what I want to do is I have all my mana still. So I'm going to make sure I play a card, which activates my coconut.
Yep.
To heal the 2 damage of Simba.
That's a good one too. Uh-oh.
And letting up Maleficent.
Yep.
And then I think what I'm gonna do. Wait, when I played her, I did 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that got rid of these.
Is that in your inkwell as well?
Yes, but it is up. And then I think I'm going to ink this card.
Okay.
Which is just ransom.
Okay.
So that gives me 7 there. That ends my turn.
All right, we're gonna need something good here. Wow. I mean, I guess it's technically what I needed. I'm gonna put this into my inkwell,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna play Big Rapunzel.
Big Rapunzel.
So she'll drain you of a lore.
Okay.
We'll go down to yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of other options. I can't really quest with Aladdin because it just gets eaten by Simba and or Maleficent, but most likely Simba, and then she can just heal it if she draws another character. So I just have to pass the
Okay.
Yep. This is
Right,
what's
my
called
cards.
this is what's called turning the corner, where the control deck has survived the early aggression and is now in the lead.
Can you get me the crackers?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a little
Okay.
So I readied everything. I'm gonna draw my card. Interesting. Ooh, I like this card. Remind me what thing cards do again. You look very nervous. Oh, I guess you're gonna wait till you're on. Thank you. I'll try not to munch and crunch too heavily.
Okay. So
What
songs.
does thing do?
So okay. So the ability. Are you talking about songs or the ability, the singer ability? Is it an action song?
Action song.
Okay. So
And then it gives the ability can sing. Oh wait, it tells me. Sorry.
it's okay.
It told me on the card.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I have to play this card, which activates this card, right? Or is it a character?
The character.
Whenever you play a character. Okay.
And I'm happy to explain, like, just for the sake of chat, you know, understanding as well. So
But my action goes away even if it's for free.
yes.
Hmm.
But there's not really much of a motivation to play a card for free.
That's what I'm saying, because I don't really have,
If you have
another card. To
Yeah,
even
if you have the
play.
ink to cast it or to play it, you might as well. Sleeve is miscut. As I've said many times this evening, I don't think I'm in a very good spot.
I think I'm last.
Okay.
That might have turned tables for you.
1,
but
2, 3, 4, 5.
and then I'm done. I didn't insert any ink or anything.
Okay.
have made things good because, you know, but we'll see.
So the best thing that I can do here is to challenge both my characters, take out Maleficent. So I'll lose my Aladdin, and then Rapunzel will stay alive with 1 remaining willpower, and then I will follow it up with Aladdin, and when Aladdin is played, he'll drain you of 1 more. So you'll go down to 6. And that's my turn.
Sounds good. Ready up everything. Draw my card.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like, I'm pretty sure I played into some sort of trap here, but like I don't have a choice. I have to take the value trades where I can get them, and I don't have a choice but to play into a potential trap that she has set for me. She just goes, yeah, okay, confirms my fears. That's good.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to two health, 1 health, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then I am going to.
I think she's grabbing her swords, chat.
You already know the cards? Yeah, well, you might be right. So what I'm going to do is Simba is going on a quest.
There is.
But Simba is also going to, for free.
No.
Oh, he can't do that?
So to sing, you have to exert the character.
All right, well, then he's not going on a quest.
No, you want a quest, and then just pay the resource cost to play the song.
Okay, I
So
guess so.
you can play songs.
I guess I will do this.
You can
next
play
turn.
songs for free by exerting the character with equivalent cost.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I want to do this. So that gets rid of 1. That's a better play. 2, 3, 4, 5. So it still is going to be in my hand, right?
What?
The sword.
Are you not playing it?
It was free, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, it just didn't cost anything?
Okay, so
I don't know what I'm doing.
okay, so here's the thing.
You just can't quest.
Okay, so if you're
No. I got it. So he played the song for free. It gets rid of the action.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have another card that you want to play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I was just making sure.
So then I'm gonna subtract your lore because I already counted the 2.
That's what I mean. Like if he's going. Wait. I don't want to redo my turn because I feel like that's not fair.
No, I'm just curious. Now at this point, I'm just curious of what.
You want me to tell you how I should do my turn?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, if you have both of those cards, they're going to be gone no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I wanted to do was. Wait, character. Does it matter if that character has to be ready?
To sing?
Yes. Or can they be in like wait?
No, they have
to be ready.
Yeah.
Okay, well then no, it just goes the same way you do it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to exert 6 of mine.
Oh, backbreaking.
And I'm putting Mufasa out there for the next round.
Backbreaking.
Because Daddy's coming to rescue.
Yeah, I think this is definitely game over.
Okay, now we're good.
Now we're good, she
Hannah Hook
says.
says GG.
Yeah, no, it's that backbreaking, absolutely. All right, I have to draw like.
I wanted to get rid of that Aladdin, I'm afraid.
Yeah, like my opportunities to draw something relevant are very slim. I'm gonna return that to your hand.
Why bowl?
That's all I've got. Go ahead.
All right, I'm writing Mufasa again.
Yep.
Let me finish crunching while get my
Did you already
ink
draw for
back.
turn?
Drawing my card.
Okay.
Nice.
I think I know what you're playing this turn.
Maybe not. No, I'm kidding.
If you drew another card that would be better than that Mufasa, I'd be very surprised.
5/7. Yeah, I'm gonna exert the 6 again. And then I'm going to ready up Mufasa.
Yep.
And Simba's gonna quest. He is soul searching at this moment.
Okay.
And it's my turn.
All right. Dragonfire. Horse.
Okay, the horse is a horse.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad draw. Go ahead.
Okay,
That's all I got.
so ready back up my ink. Draw my card. Ready my Simba, my Mufasa.
Horse is a 6/5.
Woo! I like this.
I'm glad.
I have to think this through. I gotta make sure I have the correct order.
Okay.
So, I can't really do much for the horse. So the thing is, I have a feeling, chat, that Simba's going to die. Excuse me, be defeated. That sounds so morbid. I have a feeling, one way or another, my Simba is seeing his last Simba days at the moment. So I have to think this through. Especially with the horse. The horse doesn't actually, though, a lot, but I've got to make my break for here. Excuse me. But maybe not. Forgot what I had in my hand. Okay. Let's see. I have to. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry.
You're good.
I'm thinking.
No, there's nothing wrong with thinking.
I'm thinking. I'm sorry.
Thinking is good.
I can't think out loud because I'm really trying to play the game now, but I know you're thinking out loud because you're teaching. And
Totally fine.
Okay. If I have a chance. Might be stupid and risky, but I think this is my. Well, no, it doesn't work. Never mind. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with the safe. I think I had a cool idea, but I don't think it's gonna work because your horse is too strong no matter which way I look at it. Because what I'm considering, chat, is if Simba attacks, Simba's defeated and banished. If Mufasa attacks,
Neither one of them can attack.
he's banished. Huh?
Neither one of them can attack.
Yeah, they are. They're both ready.
This has to be exerted.
Oh, you're right. That changes everything.
You're so cute.
Leave me alone. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning, okay?
That's like the best part of when you're
I'm
learning a game
learning.
and you like agonize over like a line of play, and then you
Yeah.
realize that like
Oh no,
there's
this makes
something-
it so much easier now.
there's like something that you overlook. My
Medium.
God, this cat won't leave me alone.
Okay, well then I guess I'm just gonna play exert one
Okay.
ink, and I'm gonna fire the cannon. I'm gonna deal damage to it, which
Okay.
is 2 damage. And that brings it down to 3.
Yep.
And that's the most I can do with that. Well, no, I'm going to play this too. I'm going to play Frying Pan,
Okay.
and you can attack next.
Oof. Okay.
And then I'm going to send both of my boys on a quest.
Yeah.
That's the best play. I think that's what my brain was trying to come to, and I couldn't quite get it in my brain. I was like, how's the coconut factor
Yeah,
into
no,
this?
that's a excellent play.
Okay.
I guess I just play Pongo and then quest for 1 and then pass. I think this is the end, chat. I think this is the end.
My turn?
Yep. I'm not dead this turn, but I'm dead next turn.
Okay. So, ready at my cards. Draw a card.
The maniacal
I'm
laugh.
sorry, I'm laughing.
The maniacal laugh of doom.
I'm going to I think that's the best thing that I can do. I'm going to exert 2 of my ink.
Okay.
And I'm going to play Frying Pan again.
Oh.
I'm going to prevent you from attacking again.
Yeah. Oh.
And
That's
I'm
brutal.
going to quest again.
Yeah, you are. Oh, man.
Send my lions out. Your turn.
I think you,
Got lucky with that.
no, I don't think it's necessarily lucky, but I think that's the nail in the coffin. I'm not sure there's anything else I can do here. Yeah, I drew another Pongo. I'll quest for 2 and 3, I suppose. Yeah, that's
My
all.
turn?
That's all I got. It's your turn.
I'm writing my ink. My next card. Ooh. That's a really cool card. It's not like I'm going to use her because I'm just going to...
Yep.
My boys are going to quest
Ready
again.
the lions and quest and win the
Yeah.
game.
So, and I got Grandma Tala, which she would be cool. If she's banished, she just goes into your ink.
She's a good card.
Yeah. 3 for 3!
3 for 3. She 3-0'd my butt, chat.
I did that one faster. 45 minutes an hour. I
Yeah.
think I finally get it. At least I know this deck. I don't know all the cards in here. But my thing I have to work on for me personally is remembering to exert my ink, 1. And 2 is what order to play things. Since Lorcana gives you the freedom to play in whatever order you want, especially if I have Coconut Basket, it's like I need to make sure that I'm attacking or challenging, then playing a card to Coconut Basket.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not going to count if this was like a real thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sequencing is important.
Let's see what I had. Ooh, I had to fire the cannons. Sometimes I exert cards that I don't get to see. I was nervous in the beginning, though. I was like, I don't think I can catch up.
Yeah.
But my
and
late
that's-
stage game gets hard for opponent.
Yeah, you've got a lot of.
Look at this. I drew, when it said look at the top cards or whatever, I drew these 2 that turn and had to pick.
Oh wow.
And I was like, I guess I'll get rid of the 7. And then I
Yeah.
realized I can't ink him when I needed to ink him. But I'm glad I kept him
Yeah.
in the end.
Yeah. It's a good card. That's a
So
really good card.
I was like, do I keep Simba or do I keep Simba? That was my choice that turn when I was like, which one do I get rid of?
Which Simba do I take?
And mind you, the other card on the bottom of my deck, I'm so unlucky, was my Super Aurora.
Ah.
I was never gonna draw either of my cards.
Well, you certainly didn't end up meeting it. So
I did not.
There is that. All right. Well, what do you think after you playing your first 3 games of Lorcana?
Yeah, no, I like them.
Do you foresee yourself like?
I don't know if I would get into this competitively, simply because I feel like I would be too nervous in front of people.
Sure.
But I feel like casually playing with like friends like you or one of our other close friends, if they got into, you know, I think, excuse me, that I would be.
Yeah.
And who knows, like maybe in my future I could join a tournament or so, but I feel like I'm still too new to make that call.
That's totally understandable. It's hard to learn something and then go into a setting where you don't exactly know if it's going to be a welcoming setting, if you're going to I totally get it. Being the new person in a tournament is not exactly a comfortable thing to do.
And it's kind of neat because like it's like I want to say like, oh, I know this deck already, you know, it's like a time to switch to a new deck, but there's so many cards in it that I'm still like coming across that I don't know what they do. So it's like there's a lot of like I haven't played everything for the deck, you know.
Yeah, and as you get more involved with the actual like constructed aspect of the game when you're not playing starter decks, and I touched on this earlier.
Like I want to incorporate bells somehow.
Yeah, like you start playing with more casual or more competitive decks, and like the majority of the cards in your deck are going to be super rare, legendary, rare. You're not going to be playing.
They're going to be more fun.
You know, you're not going to be deploying Sergeant Tibbs every time.
The goons.
Yeah, you're not going to be. I mean, the goons play an important role, but they're definitely not your main source of interaction and engagement. So it's definitely a whole nother.
I think it'd be fun though. I mean, you know, if chat wants to give us recommendation for decks and have us put it together and play.
Absolutely. For everyone who's still watching, and for those of you who are going to be watching this video on YouTube later, please do submit your deck list to lorcanalive@gmail.com. Can't promise that we'll play it, but we'll look through every submission. Every submission that you guys give us. I'll look at the deck list and determine.
Consider the coconut.
Yeah, we'll determine what cards we have. We have a pretty sizable collection already, and we're gonna try to expand on that as time goes on. But any cards that we don't have, I'll probably be able to proxy them for the sake of us playing a complete thing. So if there's a deck that you want us to play, go ahead and submit it to us, and we'll just go from there. Someone needs to make a mill deck. There's actually a mill deck in the metagame that's I know this because of the online Pixelborn client for Lorcana. It's a mill deck that is steel, and I think it's either green or red. I can't remember exactly, but you basically just cycle a whole new world and draw, like, make both players draw until person with less cards loses. And so of course you just play like 70 cards or whatever, so that you're guaranteed to have more than your opponent, and they just lose by deck out. But yeah, anyway guys, it's getting late. Thank you all so much for hanging out tonight for our first episode of Lorcana Live. If you enjoyed and you haven't already followed yet, make sure you follow us on Twitch and on YouTube as well. The video of this stream will be up sometime tomorrow. Can't promise you it'll be early, but we'll see what we can do. But other than that, guys, have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you so much, and we will see you all next time.
Bye. That's me waving.
Goodbye. Have a good night. Uh-oh. I lost my mouse cursor. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is.